Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is indeed the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I and I have dedicated my psychic abilities to helping you gain clarity, heal yourself, as well as become the person that you've always dreamt of being. And in today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, I have your 2022 full love prediction prepared for you. This is the only 2022 love prediction that you need because it is complete, it is highly personalized and accurate. We'll be looking into all of the details and everything that you need to know concerning your love life during the year 2022. And in order to do so, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from during the first part of this video. And after you have received the first part of your 2022 love prediction based on one of these 4 groups that you've chosen, you then get to scroll back down into the description box as well as the comment section where I have provided each and every sign of the zodiac with a corresponding timestamp. So all that you need to do is click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this video. And for the second part of your 2022 love prediction, I would strongly recommend that you watch your sun sign, your moon sign, as well as your rising sign. Those are known as your big 3. Watching all 3 will give you a highly personalized 2022 love reading. But now let's get into the 4 groups that I have prepared for you to choose from in order to receive the first part of your prediction. Group number 1 corresponds to the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Tiger's Eye Crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Pastel JourneyTarot, as well as the Orange Calcite. Group number 3 corresponds to the Pink Pain Tarot deck, as well as the Black Obsidian. And group number 4 corresponds to the Tattoo Tarot, as well as the Carnelian. But all of the timestamps to these groups, as well as each zodiac sign, can be found down below in the description box and pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access. And furthermore, I will now provide you with a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on the 4 groups that I have prepared for you for the first round of your readings. Feel free to pause the video right here if it serves you. Take as much time as you like, and I'll speak to you again momentarily. So by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups in order to receive the first portion of your 2022 love prediction. I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Tiger's Eye Crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then you can continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful groups, as well as signs of the zodiac, I'll catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your 2022 full love life prediction. So you chose the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck in combination to the Tiger's Eye Crystal. So while I'm showing you a close-up of the crystal of your choice, I'm going to let you know why you intuitively may have felt drawn to this stone. So the Tiger's Eye combines earth energy with energies of the sun to create a high vibrational state that is still grounded, and it also helps you to bring out your psychic abilities when placed on your third eye. Furthermore, the Tiger's Eye Crystal is a very protective stone that was traditionally carried as a talisman and helped protect against ill wishings or curses. That is what one said that the Tiger's Eye protected you of. So I do want you to know here that choosing this stone is definitely a symbol that 2022 is going to be energetically a year where you are protected. So there aren't going to be any major groundbreaking heartbreaks. I mean, nevertheless, love has its ups and downs, and that doesn't mean that you won't experience any highs or lows, but you're not going to go through any severe lows during the year 2022 when it comes to love. It's all still going to be manageable and understandable to you. Next up, we've got water. So as the very first card, I can see here that you're super connected to your spirituality, your emotions, your intuition, and your compassion. So group 1, 2022, when it comes to love, is a really deep year for you. It's a year where any lover that comes into your life or any lover that you keep in your life is one that you want to feel spiritually connected to. That is the type of person with whom you want to share really deep moments and conversations. You don't want any type of shallow relationships in your life, and you're not going to settle for a shallow relationship. So even if there is a chance to be with someone, if you feel like the relationship isn't deep, you're not going to further pursue it. Next up, we have house 11. So the 11th house in your love life is all about your friends, like-minded people. So in the 11th house, we have the area of your life that concerns your friends, like-minded groups, as well as your humanitarian beliefs. So do know here that you're fostering really deep friendships and connections. Brother and sisterhood is important to you during the year 2022, and you want to ensure that your love life goes with this essential and really important part of your life as well. And by going with it, I mean you don't want a lover or any types of romantic relationships that disrupt your friendships, because those are just as sacred and important to you, if not even more sacred and important, because you know that a friend is someone who is there for life, and a lover can be too, but you're not going to pick between one or the other. Group number one, they're both very important to you, and you want it to work harmoniously. And whoever came first is who you're also going to ensure that you take the best possible care of and that you prioritize. So if you've had an amazing friend in your life for a decade, for example, group number one, and they've been there with you through heartaches, through difficult times, you're not going to just ghost them or get rid of them as soon as a romantic relationship enters your life, or if a romantic partner has an issue with that friend or that family member. Those friend groups and those important people are always going to come first, and you're not going to settle for any type of romantic connection that makes you choose, because that is not love, group number one. That is actually simply trying to control you, or maybe even isolate you, but that's a whole nother topic. So next up in fixed, I can see here that stability, as well as loyalty, dependability, persistence, those are all important parts of your 2022 love life. So do know here that any connection that you enter into is going to be a very stable one, a fixed one, so to say. You may also enter a relationship with a fixed sign, but I want you to know here that the core of 2022 and your love life has to do with loyalty and being able to depend on another person. You're not playing games anymore in 2022, group number one. To you, if it's not a quote unquote grown up relationship where you know that you can count on what the other person says, you don't want it. Again, as we spoke about here within water and the tiger's eye, you want to feel protected. You want to feel as though whoever you're spending time with cares about your heart, your time, your emotions, and also that really deep connection. And of course, if they truly care about you, then they're going to make sure that they hold up their integrity with you, and when they say they're going to do something, they actually do it. Next up, we've got Capricorn. So this is a very grounded sign. This resonates beautifully with the tiger's eye. So group number one, if you are single, do know here that Capricorn may be the type of sign that you will end up in a fixed relationship with, maybe even a marriage or an engagement, okay, because you're going deep in 2022 with your romantic relationships. And this is someone who is very ambitious, but also kind of likes to think with their rational mind a lot. They are someone who goes through very methodical steps in order to get to answers, and they're someone with whom you can go really deep rationally, but also spiritually and emotionally, because they're open to other ideas with you. They may be a bit more closed off with other people, but with you, they kind of like blossom. They open up beautifully. And there's someone who is super dependable and very loyal, because to a Capricorn, loyalty is one of the most important things, as well as knowing that you're speaking the truth. They are someone who cannot put up with any types of lies. So that is where you connect really beautifully with this person during the year of 2022. But let's move further into your reading to see what else is up for you and your love life during the year 2022. Do know in Capricorn that this could be their sun sign, but it could also be their rising or their moon. Next up, we've got potential. So I can see here within potential that you are going to be kind of taught to think big for your future, group number one, especially if in the past you've maybe had friends or family members who said that they didn't believe that anyone would ever want to be with you or marry you, or that you're quote unquote difficult or you expect too much. I can see here that 2022 is actually going to reveal to you and uncover to you just how big you can dream and think when it comes to your love life, and to never allow anyone to dim your wishes or your dreams, or to let them put their projections about what they deserve onto you. You know that what you want isn't unrealistic, and you will stay patient and stay committed to yourself until that person who deserves you comes along. Next up, we've got the unicorn. So group number one, you are of course already a beautiful little unicorn, as mentioned at the start of my video, but do know here in the unicorn that this is also a symbol for you inviting serendipity into your love life. So your love life during the year 2022 is going to be better than expected. Maybe 2020 or 2021 wasn't quite how you wanted it to be, or wasn't quite as dreamy, but 2022 definitely has the potential to be a year in your life where the relationships that you have that are romantic really stand out in a positive way, and you learn really beautiful lessons, and lessons of trust, letting go, lessons of deep, pure love. There are so many different lessons that I can see here to be learned in 2022 when it comes to love with you, but a lot of it has to do with balance and with integrating a lover into already existing connections and relationships, and just seeing your circle kind of blossom with one another. So having a lover that you can bring into your family or into your friend circle, they click, they integrate easily, and it just becomes a really amazing time that you love thinking back on, and you get to celebrate a lot of festivities with one another during 2022, big life events such as birthdays, such as other types of traditions. Next up, we've got intuition. So I can see here that during the year 2022, it's just important for you to follow your intuition, and I'll put your intuition right over here with your unicorn card, because these kind of go hand in hand, group number one. As you can see, both of them have this type of unicorn horn, if you will. Leave a unicorn emoji down below in the comment section if this is the group that you chose, just to let me and others know that you're still here and that you are indeed a beautiful little unicorn. And know in intuition that following your intuition is the best thing you can do when it comes to your love life in the year 2022, because it's not going to lead you astray. Furthermore, also in originality, I can see that not giving an F, so to say, group number one, about what others think is another amazing, very potent character trait that you have during 2022 when it comes to love, because you don't care if you look weird or if you're quirky or if you don't fit society's beauty standards, because you know that real love, a real deep connection, isn't based on that. A real deep connection is based on loving you for who you are, not whether you fit into society's current beauty standard or not. And that is one thing that I can see here in originality, that you're really celebrating and you're not caving. Okay, so if you, for example, have this beauty standard in your country where shaved or waxed arms or armpits is the beauty standard, just as an example, group number one, and you don't feel like doing it, you don't feel like putting yourself through that pain, and you realize you've only been doing that to appear attractive or affable to a certain part of society, you're abandoning that in 2022. You're not about that. You're about the emancipation of yourself, as well as being yourself, however that looks, however much body hair that includes, whatever shape or form that your body is. Maybe you want to work out more, or maybe you feel best when you're able to eat more, but the beauty standard in your country is maybe just a slender, feline looking female bodies. You are going against, well, not purposely against that, but you are embracing what feels good to you, and you're being original in your own way. You don't want to be a carbon copy of everybody else. You're embracing your body and also your external plane, the way that it feels authentic and original to you, not the way that you feel forced to express yourself or the only way that you feel you will find a partner, because it simply isn't true that we can only find a forever lover or a soulmate if we look one certain way. There's so many different people out here on this planet waiting to embrace your originality in its full bloom and to see the potential in a future with you. So don't feel as though you have to conform to any types of unspoken rules that you felt pressured into maybe at an earlier age or an earlier point in your life. I can see here within money that this is an important part of your love life during 2022. So you're finding a way to abundance also in love. Think of being with someone who is very good when it comes to finances, and with good, I mean they have a good hold on their finances, they manage them well, they maybe are affluent as well. And here in connectivity to Capricorn, it wouldn't be surprising or shocking for a Capricorn partner or someone with strong Capricorn placements in their birth chart that you're with in 2022 romantically to also be affluent or come from a background of wealth and money. I can see here within knowledge that you are also seeking to gain more knowledge, to learn more on how you can better manage your finances, because you know that that makes for healthier relationships, because one of the number one causes, or maybe it actually is the number one cause of marriages and relationships not working out and people breaking up, is money. It is finances. And in order to take that big gray rainy cloud away, not the gray rainy clouds are always negative, but you know what I'm trying to say, group number one, in order to take that out of the equation of even being in the realm of the possible reasons to argue with a partner or break up with a partner, you're taking matters into your own hands and you're becoming financially sufficient, financially independent, and you are making sure that you're finding a way to enough personal abundance that you don't have to count on a partner. So even if you're with someone who is wealthy, even if you're sharing 2022 mostly with someone who comes from an affluent background, you are not going to give up on your dreams or solely rely on them. You're definitely going to find a way to your own abundance. So it's almost like this dream team of two people who are independent on their own, but who together are even more powerful than they are as singles. And this truly allows you to enjoy your love life, because you know that you're not with someone for financial reasons, and vice versa, because you know that you've both got your own abundance in your life. I can see here within the wolf that when it comes to your love life during the year 2022, you're definitely attracting the energy of a lone wolf, of someone who works well in a pack, but also does work well alone. Okay, so they do have a close relationship to their friends and family, but they don't keep a large circle. It's either someone is family and they're really close to them, or they basically don't know them. They are merely acquaintances. So whoever you're going to spend your love life with during 2022 is definitely someone who very much cherishes their alone time, can be a bit of a hermit, and is quite the introvert, and only comes out with people who they trust and they've known for a very long time. And I can see here in the mouse that they're very detail oriented, and also a part of why they don't like to bring new people into their life is because they have made the mistake in the past to trust people who they didn't quite know with a lot of secrets or a lot of knowledge over their past, and that was used against them to make them feel small and to make them feel kind of weaker than they truly are, or insignificant. And they have grown from that, they have learned from that, but do know here in the mouse that they pay very close attention to body language and to other people's intentions, and they don't give any second chances. Here within the black egg, group number one, I do also want you to know here that there is a big hidden part of your love life in 2022 that we are still going to reveal moving forward within your reading. So do make sure that you check out the zodiac portion of your 2022 prediction. Don't miss out on that because that's going to reveal some really important insight over your love life for 2022. As I can see here in the black egg, that you may already have a kind of image of what 2022 is looking like for you when it comes to love, but it is actually pretty far removed from what it is. There's still a lot coming towards you that you don't know yet. And I can see here in the butterfly that this has to do with a transformation, with a type of metamorphosis. So the butterfly does show me here that 2022 will be a transformational year for your love life. This is the type of year that you haven't experienced in the past, and that is very much needed for you to emancipate and evolve as an individual, but also when it comes to your ability to be in a long-lasting relationship. 2022 plays an integral role in your personal development. And I can also see here within Heart's Desires that you are being supported and guided and protected by your angels as your dreams for your love life slowly but surely come together in 2022. And this works really beautifully with the tiger's eye crystal as well, and it definitely shows here that you are interconnected with your intuition. You picked the tiger's eye crystal intuitively, or at least I hope so, group number 1. And as we talked about right at the start of your reading, the tiger's eye is a highly protective stone. This is a stone that brings out your psychic abilities. It is very, very much a stone that is grounding and also facilitates manifestation and also helps anchor change into the physical body. So this moves really beautifully with your heart's desires, being protected and knowing that you are overall going into a year where your love life is going to bring more bliss than troubles. I can see here within Let Go that now it's time for you, group number 1, to walk away from anything that makes you feel insecure or makes you feel uneasy or queasy about your love life during the year 2022. There is no reason for that. We also do still have a second part of your reading ahead of us where you get to pick your zodiac sign or your moon or rising sign, whichever one that you end up choosing. I would strongly recommend that if you've got enough time, you should tune into all of your big threes in order to receive a really well-rounded type of reading. But do know here within Letting Go that there is no reason to feel scared or worried or to feel antsy about your love life during the year 2022. But get excited for it because there is a lot to look forward to, a lot of deep emotional connections, a lot of potential in your love life during the year 2022. And I would say one of the best parts of that is that you get to experience it all while being 100% original and authentic and not feeling like you have to put on a mask any time during your journey. So group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you for the first part of your 2022 love life prediction. Let me know down below in the comment section how you enjoyed it. But now make sure that you move on to the second part of your prediction by clicking your zodiac sign that's posted in the description box as well as in the comment section as well. And I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your 2022 love life prediction. So you chose the Pastel JourneyTarot in connectivity to the orange calcite. So while we do a little close-up of the crystal that you chose, let me explain to you why you may have intuitively felt drawn to this stone. So the orange calcite is a super energizing crystal. It's very cleansing, especially for your lower chakras. The orange calcite balances your emotions, helps you to overcome feelings of anxiety and depression, and keeps fears in check and at bay, which may be why you intuitively felt drawn to this stone and why it connects so beautifully to your love life during the year 2022. But let's move into your reading so we can figure out in more detail what is coming towards you during the first part of your reading. Don't forget that after receiving this first part, you get to scroll down, click your zodiac sign, and be fast forwarded to part 2 of your 2022 love life prediction. So first up, we've got the Princess of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So in the Nine of Cups, let's start off with the most amazing news. We have the so-called wish card of the tarot. This is a card that many believe say that you make a wish and it comes true. That's the gist of it. Okay, it's like a genie in a bottle type of card. And I do want you to know that this showing up in conjunction to your 2022 love life prediction, it is a very favorable sign right off the bat in your reading. And it does definitely show here that a lot of things that you hoped for in your love life are going to very seamlessly, effortlessly come true for you, group number 2. We've also got the Queen of Swords as well as the Princess of Cups. So I can see here in the Queen of Swords, very direct type of energy, you letting another lover or another romantic interest know what you expect, what you desire, what you want, what you don't want, and what you're not going to put up with. And I can see here in the Princess of Cups that this is kind of new to you. While you do seem very confident speaking your mind in 2022 when it comes to other romantic partners, this is something that is new for you. This is something that you're just trying out and that kind of may feel a little bit strange at first because you're maybe not as used to just telling people what you want, not putting up with less than you deserve, and just overall valuing yourself at the level that you should. But do know that the front that you're putting on, group number 2, it is a really sufficient one. It is a really effective one because people believe that this is how you've always been. That's the type of impression you're giving off during 2022. One of a lot of confidence. The Eight of Wands shows me here that there will be a lot of movement and there will be a lot of things happening very quickly in your love life during the year 2022, group number 2. So the Eight of Wands also does speak of infinite possibility. The number 8 turned to the side is actually the infinity symbol, and I do want you to know here that that also reflects in the numerological meaning of the number 8. We also have the year 2022, which has the base vibration of 6, because we got 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, right, which equals 6. And the base vibration of the number 6 in numerology also speaks of generosity, a very giving energy, very caring energy. So connecting that to the Eight of Wands, 2022 can definitely be a year where you start your own family, even if it means that you're bringing a pet into the mix. Okay, you're bringing a new family member in that way into your relationship status. But do know here in the Eight of Wands that things are going to progress very quickly and get serious very quickly with someone in your life, romantically speaking. The Nine of Swords does show me that you're kind of worried that you made the wrong decision. You're kind of worried that aren't going to feel happy forever in this situation, and that's completely normal. Okay, so if you are looking to settle down with another person, or just overall things are getting very serious in a relationship, it is normal to feel doubts. Any healthy individual would. Anyone who likes to pre-plan things or can get a little anxious, of course you may overthink things, but this is something that you learn to kind of live with, in the sense of understanding that nothing is guaranteed, nothing is promised in love or in life. So these are just risks that you have to take, because at the end of the day, you don't know who is going to stay forever and who is only meant to be in your life for a certain amount of time to teach you a lesson or to be there for certain events and then leave and not be a part of your life moving forward. You never know who those people are, whether it's a family member, a friend, or a lover. Some people are meant to just fill temporary spots and slots in your life and are not meant to be with you forever. I can see here within the owl that the best thing for you to do is to follow your intuition. That's what your guides and the universe are trying to communicate here when it comes to the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords can definitely be a bit of a difficult card. It can be an indicator of you having some nightmares, some intense moments of overthinking, of anxiety. And the best thing for you to do is to follow your intuition to where you feel more comfortable and where it leads you that makes you feel more grounded. So intuitively, you may feel like sleeping a lot more, or you may feel like talking it out with a close friend and just laying out everything that's going on in your mind, because sometimes the best therapy or the best healing that you can do is to just let it all out without anyone needing to come up with a solution for you. You just need to talk to another person. Do know here in the owl that you are definitely being pushed to follow that intuitive insight and to not second guess it. Okay, so we literally have the universe right here with us. Group number 2, as you can see, intuition showing up next. I mean, this is something you can't make up. In intuition, I can see here that trusting your intuition is the most important thing in your love life during the year 2022, group number 2, okay? Because your intuition wants the best for you. It won't lead you astray. And your intuition, your pure intuition, isn't connected to anything that you're connected to when you're thinking rationally, because your rational mind may be concerned with what the best decision is for you economically. The rational mind may be asking itself what will make you have a better standing or standpoint in society, whereas your intuition, it knows when something is right or wrong for you. For example, take this picture of someone who knows that economically it is a great idea to marry someone who comes from a wealthy background and has some sort of job or some sort of business that gives them financial freedom. They know that rationally speaking, that is the best thing to do because it also gives them a better standing in society, right? They kind of go up the ranks of society, so to say, but intuitively they know whether it's right or wrong. And your intuition isn't fooled by money. It isn't captivated by what type of social status you could attain. Your intuition speaks very clearly, firmly, and without any doubts about what is right and wrong for you. So while the rational mind may say, well, economically that makes the most sense to be with someone who has financial stability, in your heart and with your intuition, you may actually have those alarm bells and those red flags just ringing right before your eyes, telling you this isn't the right thing and trying to not lead you into that direction. Because while one person may be really good for your social status, or when it comes to money, they may be very detrimental to your mental health, or they may never be there for you. They may never fill that, not void, but they may never fill that little space in your heart that gives you deep-seated happiness. And that may not have anything to do with their economic standpoint. They may just not be the right one. And that is why listening to your intuition is so important, because your intuition will never lie to you and will never allow for anything that glitters but isn't gold to make you feel like it's the best thing for you, because as you know, not all that glitters is gold, and sometimes it's best for you to go down a route that other people maybe wouldn't or don't expect, as long as it feels right for you, and to not question yourself just because maybe other people in your position would have made a different choice. You need to make the choice that's right for you, not the choice that seems right to other people. Next up, we've got creative expression. So the best way for you to connect to your intuition during 2022 is to express yourself creatively. Also, when it comes to love, try to do some creative things, go on creative dates, spend time being creative with a potential lover. So maybe drawing together, maybe reading something together that is really different. For example, you can look at different tantric practices. I do want you to know here in creative expression that entering that flow state when you're just creating something and you don't even realize how quickly the time kind of flies by, that is what is meant here with creative expression. And that will also show you how many options that you have. I see that for the year 2022, you have so many different options when it comes to lovers. Do know here that it will boil down to 2 lovers, and you will have to make a decision. You will be considering all of the possibilities and options with both of them, but when weighing who you'd like to truly settle down with or continue a relationship with, you have to follow your intuition and your gut feeling. And even if you've been in a relationship for a long time, 2022 is going to put that to the test, and you're going to ask yourself whether being with this lover is the right thing for you, or whether moving forward you should maybe start afresh and give yourself a chance to have a new soulmate enter your life. Because as already mentioned earlier, not every partner is meant to be with you for a lifetime. Some partners are just simply meant to be there for a period of time in your life and then leave again. So do know here within options that Options are plentiful, but it's important for you to make decisions and to not get hung up on different options for too long. Next up, we've got Mercury. So Mercury is doing something to you, group number 2 during the year 2022. So Mercury is all about your ability to think, learn, network, and communicate. And I do want you to know that you're learning new ways to kind of overcome social anxiety and fear, the anxiety of talking to new people, of not knowing people, of maybe even having to have small talk. That may not be your strong suit. Small talk is maybe something that makes you very uncomfortable because you feel like it's fake, or you feel like it's you just putting on a front. So I do see here in Mercury, as well as the Princess of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Swords, that while you're dating, you're not going to be worried about just being yourself and saying what's on your mind. The same goes for any type of long-term partner that you're entering 2022 with already. You are going to be very outspoken. Now, that doesn't mean that you want to hurt their feelings or anything like that. It simply shows here that you're not afraid to express what you need, what you're going through, and how you feel. Next up, we've got Libra. So do know here that Libra is an amazing option for you for 2022. This is a very healing sign of the zodiac for you to be with. Libras are super good when it comes to just being in a harmonious relationship. That is one of the most important things to them. And we already had Libra show up to a certain degree here, didn't we? In options. Look at these symbols of the scale. They're basically almost identical. So the universe is definitely speaking through symbols when it comes to your love life. And do know here that an option for you to truly consider is a Libra. This is a very considerate person. This is someone who is very fair. They are also someone who works in a field where they are the one exerting fairness. So they are, for example, working in law enforcement. They are the type of person who likes to take care of others and who wants for things to work out cordially. They don't like when there are any petty arguments going on. They're definitely the type of person who runs the other way when there's drama. So do know here in Libra that this is a really great drama-free person for you to connect with, and they will be part of your options, group 2. But whether you choose them or not, that is where you have to let your intuition guide you, and that's where the universe is also trying to communicate to you that there may be an option that, say, economically speaking, looks better, or there may be someone who is physically more attractive by society standards than the Libra, but do know here that the Libra will be able to give you something that the other person will not, okay? The Libra will be able to supply you with that emotional fulfillment, with that romantic love that the other signs cannot during 2022. So if it's between Libra and someone else, Libra is definitely your better option. Next up, we've got the Lamb. So in the Lamb, do know here that there is also this certain sense of innocence when it comes to the Libra, okay? There's this certain degree of them not having a lot of experience, which may make them seem very clumsy in a way because they haven't had many romantic partners in the past. And that may make them seem like they're not the best option, but remind yourself here that if they've had exposure to less romantic partners, that maybe also allows them to be more open. It allows them to be more broad-minded, more expansive in their thinking about different patterns that happen within relationships. So know here in the Lamb that starting a fresh relationship with someone who doesn't have a lot of dating experience, and maybe you don't have a lot of dating experience either, that allows for you to actually create a relationship that is super unique and super different because you're not basing it off of past experiences. I can see here within the Scorpion that the year 2022 is definitely one that's going to give you a bit of a wake-up call. It may even give you a bit of a rude awakening, almost like being pricked by a scorpion. It happens very quickly, and you maybe don't even notice how quickly it's happened, but then later on you start to feel what has gone on and what kind of effects that life has had on you, okay? What type of effects that life has had on your romantic love life. So do know here within the Scorpion creative expression and Mercury that especially when Mercury is going through retrograde, it's important for you to take enough time for creative expression, to create things with your hands, to create things from scratch, and to have that balance, that time away from work or just from being busy, because you may burn out without even noticing it, and by then it's already going to be too late, and that will of course affect your romantic relationships negatively. That is why the universe is trying to communicate to you to take good care of your work-life balance and to not mess that up. And last but not least, for the first part of your prediction, we've got the Eagle. So keep your eye on the prize when it comes to your romantic life. Do know here that the best thing for you to do really is to remind yourself of what you want. And if you're not sure what you want out of love, then try writing it down. That is a good way for you to figure out whether you actually know what you desire in love. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, but I can definitely see here in the Eagle that even if you don't know exactly what you want in life, that is also an answer, okay? That is also an answer to your love life. Yeah, maybe you're not sure, so that means that you will just be open and flexible rather than saying no to things when it comes to love, or thinking that online dating is a bad idea, or meeting a friend of a friend won't turn into anything with longevity anyways. If you don't know, if you cannot write down what you want from your love life in 2022 in clear, precise words, then you owe it to yourself to be open, group number 2, and to not say no to anything. But if you do know that you, for example, want a committed relationship, or even are looking to go towards something such as marriage, then know here in the Eagle to keep the eye on the prize. And that doesn't mean to constantly bring it up with a romantic partner or with someone who you'll be in a relationship with during the year 2022, but it just means reminding yourself here that in order to get to marriage or to that level of commitment, you have to do things with your partner. You have to work on the relationship, but you also have to exit relationships where people are playing games or saying, we'll just see where it goes, and enter relationships with people who have that ultimate goal as well. So it's not about rushing into it or pressuring anyone into what your end goal is, which is a very individual thing. These were just examples. Group number 2, your end goal could be, for example, to just learn more about yourself and not even enter a relationship and simply have fun. But then ensure that you're doing so in a healthy way and not in a way that you're just rushing towards it. So group number 2, this is the first part of your 2022 love prediction that I have prepared for you. But now scroll down into the description box as well as the comment section where I have all of the timestamps listed and pinned for you to click and be fast forwarded to the second part of your prediction. So I'll catch you over there for more details on your love life during the upcoming year. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your 2022 full love life prediction. So you chose the pink paint tarot deck in connectivity to the black obsidian crystal. So while I show you this beautiful crystal in a close-up, let me explain to you why you may have intuitively felt drawn to this stone. So the black obsidian is a super powerful and creative stone. It grounds the soul and spiritual forces into the physical plane, which helps to make it possible to manifest spiritual energies on earth. It also helps to increase your self-control and allow you to get rid of any generational patterns. This is especially helpful when it comes to love, okay? Because if you've had some sort of generational curses on your family where the women or the men always chose a certain type of partner that maybe wasn't the best choice, okay, was a little bit of a toxic choice, then do know that you can break that pattern. If, for example, marriages falling apart is something that runs within your family as well, and you fear that that may come towards you, do know here that the black obsidian is a super protective, healing, and grounding stone that shows that you are working to actively break that pattern and that it is possible for you to do so. Now let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life during the year 2022, group 3. So first up, we've got the Knight of Cigarettes. So I can see here in the Knight of Cigarettes that we've got a fire sign coming towards you immediately during the year 2022. So maybe pretty early on in 2022, and they don't care whether you're single or taken. They're going to show you that they like you and that they find you to be very interesting and beautiful inside and out. The Knight of Cigarettes corresponds to the signs of Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, and they are roughly your age. Maybe they're a little bit older biologically, but maturity-wise, you're definitely more mature than them, group number 3, and they have a very playful edge to them. I can see here in the Three of Pills that you may meet them through work connections, through what it is that you do in the earthly realms. So what you do when it comes to your studies, when it comes to money making. The Three of Pills does show me here that the Knight of Cigarettes is someone who you're going to meet during a work event or some sort of meeting or gathering. It could also be a gathering in the place where you study, and you're going to possibly also meet them through friends or a work colleague. Okay, so it's some sort of connection to the earthly realm that you share here with the Knight of Cigarettes. In the Lovers, I can see that there is definitely some chemistry there between you and the Knight of Cigarettes. You are just as fond of them as they are of you. It may actually even feel like you're being a little bit, how should I say, secretive if you are already in a connection and this person comes into your life and it's like a little mini love triangle. So you're not necessarily acting on it or cheating on anyone, but do know here in the Knight of Cigarettes, the Three of Pills, and the Lovers, yeah, I mean, it feels good to have the Knight of Cigarettes show you that they're interested in you and kind of flatter you. And I do see here in the Lovers that there is some chemistry that is undoubtedly there, and even if it's just harmful flirting, it's fun. It's keeping your life really spicy, really entertaining, and you're looking forward to interactions with the Knight of Cigarettes during 2022. I can see here within the Empress that you are thinking whether this relationship could be something a bit more long-term, whether you could settle down with this person. You are definitely weighing the options. And again, group number 3, if you are in a relationship while you meet the Knight of Cigarettes, this is nothing to be embarrassed about, okay? It is completely natural and okay for you to reevaluate your options when it comes to love, and it is healthy for you to do so, because just think about it. You wouldn't want to be married to someone or be with someone for decades who actually thinks they can do better than you. You want them to look at other people and think, I'm happy with the person I'm with. I'm happy that I've been able to be with my person for decades. I don't need any other person. They may be fun, they may be nice to flirt with, but who I really want is the person who I have been with. And I know that that's the right relationship for me, because if you ever come to a point where you feel like, maybe I've outgrown this relationship, maybe this connection just isn't working anymore, it is your right to consider change, and it is your right to ask yourself why other people may be interesting to you when it comes to love, and what that means when it comes to your current relationship, what that says about any current relationships. But of course, if you're single, this is a free-for-all, have all the fun you want. Group number 3, don't let anything stop you. I can see here within leadership that it's also important for you to define your goals before you get into 2022 when it comes to your love life. So a goal for you may be to find a partner with whom you can start a family with. I can definitely see here in the Empress that stability is something that you're craving. It could also be to stabilize yourself as being single, ready to mingle, but not ready to settle down, and to vow to yourself that you'll take the whole 2022 to simply explore and discover yourself. If you're already in a committed relationship and you want to take that next step, that next commitment, purchasing a home together, a vehicle, getting married, engaged, whatever that next step may mean for you, group 3, take the lead on it, set those goals, and also communicate those to a partner if you've got a partner in your life. And if you're single watching this, know here that setting those goals is a great thing you can add to a manifestation board or to your journal. If you don't know what a manifestation board is, or you haven't created one for the year 2022 for yourself yet, I strongly recommend that you do. I just posted a video, I'll link that in the description box, where my husband and I show you our manifestation boards for 2022, show you how we made them, and it's all explained so you can recreate or create your own manifestation board with the help of that video. So make sure you check that out. I think that would really help you if you don't have a manifestation board, especially in love as well. Next up, we've got letting go. So 2022 is also going to have a time of letting go. Okay, there will be an instant where you have to learn to let go of a lover or a partner because you can feel that it's just not working out. A part of your relationship just isn't healthy, and you may have to let go of the entire lover. Okay, you may have to let go of the entire relationship, but it could also just be that you have to let go of certain parts, like for example being right, being petty, being angry at the fact that your partner seems to never learn certain things in the relationship. You have to let go and also ask yourself whether it's worth fighting all of these battles. Next up, we've got money. So 2022 is a year where your money is important to you, your career is vital, it's essential to your growth, and also your mental well-being, because it shows you that you care about yourself when you put your career first. And it is something that you completely have the right to do. Your relationship should be supporting your career and should be okay with you putting emphasis on your career, especially if these are years in which you find creativity just bubbling under the surface within you. If these are years of your life where you have more energy than you've had before, where you're more of a leader, naturally speaking, than you've ever been, it is completely okay to have years in your life where you focus on your career, and you shouldn't have to compromise between love or an amazing career or the accomplishments that you've always wanted to get to in your professional life. Your relationships should support that, and your relationship should understand that when it comes to your career, that may sometimes come first, and it is important for you to accomplish professional goals that you can only accomplish by yourself with support of a partner, not with someone questioning why you're spending more time in your professional life than you are in the relationship. Relationships have ups and downs. Sometimes you'll spend more time in the relationship. Sometimes you'll spend more time working on your career, and that is something that a healthy relationship can endure. Next up, we've got children, group number 3. If you're interested in more children being a part of your family, know that 2022 will facilitate that for you. Okay, so if you're looking to add children, maybe there might even be a surprise pregnancy. This is 2022 for you. If you're like, no, I am not ready for that, do know here that taking necessary precautions is important as well, as you may end up with someone who wants children, who is pushing for children. But do also know here in children, letting go, and the Empress, that you may actually also decide like, hey, for the next 5 years, I'm just not going to think of it or speak of it. I am focusing on building a healthy, nurturing relationship in which I can actually raise children who don't have as much trauma as I do. And you may just be focused on children in close proximity to you. So that may be nieces, that may be nephews, that may be just children that are part of the family, supporting those and ensuring that you're taking care of your own affairs before you bring any children, any offspring into your life and into this world. I can see here within the 4 of Swords that there is definitely a little bit of contemplation and a little bit of a feeling of loneliness when it comes to the subject of what your family, or how should I say, your own family in the future may look like, because you don't have anyone around you who feels the same way about family, or who's conflicted, who's going through not exactly knowing what they should do. Because on one hand, the world is a beautiful place and it would be great to have a family, but on the other hand, the world is expensive and has a lot of dark corners and shadows and places that you maybe don't necessarily want to expose another kid to. I can see here within the Fool that during the year 2022, your love life is completely turning itself on its head and upside down. You feel like you're starting from zero again. You feel like you knew what you wanted out of love and you knew what you wanted when it comes to starting your own family, but 2022 is just going to kind of change everything, is going to turn everything upside down. It's going to give you a completely fresh new outlook, and you're going to feel almost like rejuvenated, almost like I don't have to make a decision. I don't have to feel stressed about this. I can take all the time that I want and need. And in the Fool, I can actually see here that coming to this place where what you thought was so set in stone and what you thought you had figured out, such as, you know, what you want in your love life moving forward, that changing, it actually really increases your flexibility as a human being, because the more that you experience, the more you understand you actually don't know anything at all, and actually everything and anything could change at any given moment. And that also boils down all the way to things such as personal style. Maybe in the past you would have said to yourself, oh, I could never wear that, or I could never decorate my home like that. And all of a sudden you find yourself actually dressing that way, or actually thinking of decorating your home that way, actually considering a partner that maybe in the past you would have never even looked at in a romantic way, and just showing yourself that anything is possible through some changes occurring that make you feel like, what do I know? Where do I stand? I don't know anything. So if I don't know, who knows? I definitely see that adds a very playful kind of edge, because you don't feel anxious or stressed about it. You actually feel like that takes pressure off of you. Next up, we've got the Chariot. So in the Chariot, I can see here that kind of restarting or kind of not knowing how you want to move forward for a little bit here in 2022 will help you set those goals that we spoke about here in leadership, and not be so fixed on those goals. So your goals being able to be malleable and changeable. For you, as a rough goal, you may have being in a committed relationship, but it doesn't matter whether that relationship starts off as a long distance relationship. It doesn't matter whether that committed relationship is one where you're kind of just like still figuring out where you want to go with one another, or kind of how committed you want to be. As long as you're moving in the right direction, as long as you're moving into a direction that you think, okay, this feels good, that's all that matters. And I see here in the Chariot that you're being reminded by the universe and your angels that change and epiphanies and restarting here in the Fool, it's not a linear process. It's not a process that is predictable. Some days you'll feel like you have it all figured out, and then some days you will go through a phase where you feel like you're starting from zero again and like you don't know anything at all. Next up, we've got the Seven of Swords. So in the Seven of Swords, I can see here that anyone who is kind of playing with your emotions or not telling you the truth is going to be abandoned in 2022. You don't have time for liars or people who just try to make themselves look good by saying certain things about their career, their upbringing, their background. You're not here for it. And as soon as you find out a lie, that is something that you're absolutely not okay with. It hurts, but you're not going to give them any time of the day for redemption. I see a very kind of like iron fist when it comes to that. The Wheel of Fortune, it does show me that you have enough going on and a lot of things that you have to deal with. A liar or someone who isn't truthful is not another thing that you will add to your plate, as the Wheel of Fortune is generally a very positive card and shows that there are a lot of changes and spurts of growth that you can access during 2022 romantically that make you not even want to fight the battle of converting a liar into someone who is honest, especially if you feel like this is a habit, that someone is a pathological liar. You're not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. You're just keeping your distance because you've had your fair share of trying to change or convert people or get people to see the light in being honest and just expressing love instead of being sneaky, and you understand it's not your job to do that when it actually costs you your peace and your sanity. Next up, in the Princess of Swords, do know here that 2022 is going to feel like a fresh start to your love life because you're giving up this kind of role that you played, which was a little bit of a protector, a little bit of the type of person who tried to help others see the light, help others see how nice it can be to be committed, to be honest, to be faithful. And rather than putting your heart and your emotional and mental well-being on the line for people who are clearly not ready to be mature and face that, you're kind of turning inwards, taking care of yourself first romantically, also exploring your body more. And by exploring, I mean also physically exploring your body, okay? Trying different things, different toys, different just approaches to exploring your own sensuality and sexuality, and that being okay, and not feeling any shame about what you like and what you don't like, and not feeling like you always need another person there in order to get comfortable in your body. That's work that you're doing by yourself that will make you confident when you do decide to open up to someone else on an intimate level. So group number 3, this is your 2022 love life prediction, but just the first part of it. Make sure that you now scroll down into the description box and into the comment section where you can click your zodiac sign in order to receive your second, even more personalized and accurate part of your 2022 love life reading. So I'll catch you over during part 2 of your prediction. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your 2022 full love life prediction. This is part 1 of your prediction, so make sure that after receiving this first part of your reading, you scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and be fast forwarded to part 2, which is even more detailed and personalized. But let's get into the basis, the foundation of your love life during the year 2022. You chose the Carnelian in conjunction to the Tattoo Tarot. While I show you a little close-up of this powerful gemstone that you chose in order to help guide us and in order to help figure out what's coming towards your love life during 2022, I will also explain to you why you may have chosen the stone. So the Carnelian is a very grounding stone. It anchors you into the present reality, and the red carnelian, such as this one, is a very warming and energizing type of crystal. It is particularly useful to combat sluggishness and to invigorate the mind and body. So let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what's happening in your love life, group number 4. I'm really ecstatic for you to see what's going on during 2022. So first up, we've got the 4 of Cups, we've got the 5 of Wands, as well as the World. Ooh, the progression that we have here, group number 4. And the 4 of Cups, I can see that there is initially a little bit of sadness, a little bit of loneliness. There is a bit of a struggle and a fight here in the 5 of Wands. And then we have the most favorable card of the tarot. We have the ultimate happiness card, which is the World. So there will be a progression. There will be a bit of a struggle. But remind yourself here, group number 4, the struggle is the point to a lot of the most amazing things in life. Whether that is a fulfilling relationship that over a long amount of time you have to work on, you go through struggles with, or whether that is a professional career. If it was easy to feel satisfied professionally and get to a very high level where you feel like you have mastered something that you love and you can teach others and you're bringing value to this world, it takes time, right? It takes struggle. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to push yourself through hard times, tough times, stay focused and keep your eye on the prize in order to get to the World, in order to get to this bliss. And the best things in life are the things that you have to work towards. So do know here within the 4 of Cups that you may feel a little bit defeated when it comes to love at the beginning of 2022. The 5 of Wands shows me here that maybe you felt like you're competing. Maybe you've been comparing yourself a lot to other people, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You're scrolling through Instagram, or you're looking at some sort of magazine, or just overall, media. And there are people there with clearer skin, who are thinner, who have better bodily proportions, who have smaller waists, who have longer hair. I mean, whatever the beauty standard or the ideal is in your country or your community, you're looking at that and you are bound to find something that you are not perfect at. You're bound to find someone who is more spiritually enlightened, or who is further along in their meditation or yoga practice, who seems more wholesome or grounded. And comparing yourself to that, that's what I can see here results in the 5 of Wands, where there's this kind of like struggle situation where you feel like you're fighting and you're comparing. And that is literally the biggest mistake that you will make, group number 4, which is why I'm so happy that you're here, because you can quit it right now. You don't have to spend any of 2022 making this mistake. There's a reason why you're here receiving this reading, and why this piece of wisdom and information is being revealed to you from the universe. Do know here in the 5 of Wands that the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Comparing yourself to others, that is the root of suffering. That is the root of unhappiness. So it's really just switching switching a flick for you to go from struggling, not feeling good enough, to all of a sudden feeling like the most attractive, lovable person in the world, and attracting the type of love life that you desire and that will give you that ultimate bliss and emotional fulfillment and happiness. It's just switching that flick and understanding that even if you're just 1% better than you were yesterday, that's just a little bit, right? It's just 1%. If you do that for a whole year, that's 365 times that you were 1% better than the previous day. In a year, that amounts to huge change. And by being better, I mean loving yourself more, being more caring when it comes to your needs, working on your career, working on your physical health, and doing so in a way that brings you to the world by simply focusing on yourself, focusing on your capabilities, focusing on your natural advantages and your disadvantages that you have to deal with, not focusing or comparing yourself to anyone else. That will give you ultimate bliss when it comes to your romantic life as well. I can see here in the Seven of Cups that all of a sudden so many different options will open up to you. You will find that so many people want you, are attracted to you, want to be with you romantically and physically, and it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet for you, group number 4. You will feel invigorated, just as we spoke about here when we were discussing the carnelian crystal and why you chose it. You were intuitively drawn to this stone, if not for its appearance, then for its energy that is really invigorating, and that just shows here that a little mindset shift can give you so much more energy, and that energy is something that other people notice and feel as well, and that just makes you more attractive than you've ever been in the past and gives you so many different choices. Whereas when you're comparing yourself, you feel alone, you feel isolated, you feel like you're not good enough, everything feels like a struggle. So just switching that flick, okay, just making that little mindset shift and change of knowing that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are so deserving, and the only person you will compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. It changes everything in your love life. So your love life isn't so much about who comes into it. It's not so much about external people and forces during 2022, group number 4. Your love life is really more about you and who you're becoming, who you're growing into, the self-love and acceptance that you have and that you're willing to give yourself, and just how much you are willing to stick to not comparing yourself and not allowing for media to ruin your perception of your own beauty. Next up, we've got the 10 of Swords. And a 10 of Swords, I can see here that you are ready to move on. You have been through enough cycles of pain, of suffering, of scrolling for hours and hours through Instagram or TikTok and comparing yourself to other people, to comparing yourself on Facebook or whatever type of platform it is that you use, and feeling as though, oh, if only I was like that, or if only I could access this, then my life would be better. No, no, no. The 10 of Swords shows me here that you're realizing that that is a lie. That is literally a construct that just leaves us always needing something. Also because beauty standards constantly change. Once you've attained one, the next one comes into style, and the next one is going to be different than the last one. So how are you going to bridge that, right? It's like either you are in the beauty standard and it's inevitably going to change, or you're not, and then, well, that kind of sucks too. So you're breaking out of that cycle and understanding that that doesn't define you, and that you don't need to change yourself physically. You don't need to go through any type of rigorous exercise or surgery in order to feel beautiful and be worthy. The 10 of Cups shows me here that inner beauty is really what you're focusing on, and that is what's blossoming, that is what's growing, that is what is almost like exploding from the seams here of your skin during the year 2022. Group number 4, these are the most favorable cards you could have when it comes to love. And as we already were talking about, your 2022 love prediction right now, it's all about you. And that just shows here that love doesn't really have as much to do with another person as we think it does. Love and fulfillment and happiness, those are all things that come from internal growth, from internal landscaping and shaping. And the 10 of Cups speaks of fulfillment, of happiness, of gratitude, of being in a relationship you want to be in, of having a love life that you desire, whatever that looks like. fully embracing it and fully loving every single moment of it. But the only way how you can do that is when you're already at peace with yourself and you're not questioning your self-worth. And that is a type of progression, metamorphosis, and big change that I can see you going through. Next up, we've got memories. Oh, you're going to be very nostalgic about how things used to be during 2022. You're going to think to yourself, how could I think poorly of myself ever? Or how could I ever let someone walk all over me or allow for a romantic partner to make me feel like maybe I'm not quite attractive enough or good enough? I can definitely see here that in a sense, this is very bittersweet, and in a way you also cherish those memories because they just show how far you've come and how much you've evolved. So you're not looking back in a sad way or feeling angry or blaming anybody. You're looking back thinking to yourself, wow, I have come so far, and only through the strength of my own belief and my own love that I had for life and myself was I able to get here, and that is something to be super proud of. I can see here within dreams that rather than putting yourself down or feeling like you will never get to a place of fully and wholly loving and accepting yourself, I can see here that you believe that you can get there. For the first time here during 2022, you know that it is something you can accomplish. You know that it's a place that you can get to. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it in every single cell of your body, even though the beginning and the in-betweens and everything may have some rocky parts, okay? Every part of your journey has easy paths and paths that are very challenging. I can see here within your dreams that you're not giving up and you don't believe that you will end up settling for less. And when you don't believe that failure is an option or settling for less is an option, then it automatically just isn't a part of the equation, and it automatically just isn't a part of the wheel. It isn't a part of the outcomes that are in your melting pot. I can see here within sensuality that expressing your sensual side and knowing that your body type and who you are isn't excluded from being sensual, isn't excluded from being attractive in every sense and every level, because it's funny how somehow a lot of people are more sensual or meant to be more physically attractive than others. It's actually very funny to think that we give some people permission to be super sensual and other people we shame for merely just existing and living in their bodies. And sometimes we shame ourselves, right? Like, I don't find myself to be a super sensual person, so looking in the mirror and thinking that I too can be a sensual sexual being can sometimes feel so cringy. It can feel so weird because I just don't feel that way. But if my body was a little bit more curvaceous or a little bit more like the standard of sensualized and sexualized beauty is right now, that would maybe have given me more confidence to feel like, yeah, I am the sexual being. But you have to detach how you feel about being sensual and sexual from what society says is just that, because there are certain hair textures, hair colors, shapes of faces and noses and body parts and butts and busts that are not meant to be sensual by society's standards. But we can break that, and we don't have to only have some people being accepted as feeling themselves, being authentic and being seen in an sensual way, and other people being called to cover up or kind of not express themselves in that way because they shouldn't. We all have a side to ourselves that is more professional, that is more adventurous, and we all have a side that can be more sensual and that can be more in the moment and in tune with our bodies, more seductive. So do know here in sensuality that you too are entitled to express that, and that as long as you don't shame yourself, there is also absolutely no reason for you to allow other people to do that. But you first need to be accepting of yourself and break through the veil of illusion. Embrace the truth that every single living being grows up to have a side that can be expressed in a sensual way, and you are no exception. So do know here within illusion that 2022 is a year of epiphanies, of embracing the truth, of breaking illusions and kind of lifting veils that were there and that you were blind to for a very long time, and also educating yourself on a lot of matters, educating yourself about what healthy relationships look like, educating yourself about your body and how to best express what you need and what you want on a romantic basis. Let's move a little further into your reading, group number 4. Your reading is super deep. It has everything to do with your own growth and progression, and I love that for you. Next up, we've got Saturn. So in Saturn, I can see here that areas of your life of feeling constricted, of feeling like there's struggle, like you have to learn through hard work and patience, are definitely going to be highlighted during 2022, despite all of the amazing bliss, harmony, and happiness that is the result of 2022 in your love life. And Saturn, I can definitely see here that in connectivity to memories, you will think back at 2022 as a big year of growth, a year where you had a growth spurt when it comes to love, and also a year of asking yourself, what was I thinking when I allowed someone to walk all over me or to make me feel like I'm not as attractive as I actually know I am? And Saturn, do know here that areas of your life filled with tension and things that you believe about yourself when it comes to love will be confronted. It will be hard, and you're going to have to learn through hard work and patience, but it will be so worth it, especially if you've had any type of trauma with relationships or intimate relationships, if you will. Do know here that that will be addressed. I can see here within Pisces, intimacy, intuition, and compassion is at the forefront. A Pisces lover is an amazing lover for you during 2022. So if you're able to select a lover, know here that Pisces is speaking to you both emotionally, physically, and in a sensually embracing way. Pisces can be very nurturing, can have a very soft touch, a very caring touch, and will not hurt you with their words. I do know here within Pisces and illusion that they can also help you break through any type of toxic thoughts and feelings that you've had about your body and your self-image. So while you're doing a lot of work by yourself and you're doing a lot of work on yourself, just kind of embracing that and bringing that forth even more with a partner who gets you, who understands, and who helps you to continue to keep things pushing in a positive sense is a way in which you can truly kind of stay on track. And even when you are in a romantic relationship in 2022, you don't feel like you're going back into your old shell or becoming your old self again. I can see here within letting go that, speaking of shells and becoming your old self, you're walking away from that, and you know that the only way in order to resolve trauma or icky feelings that you've had about you being a sensual sexual being and being also seen as someone beautiful, someone worthy of that type of love, that's the only way that you can heal those thoughts and heal that type of trauma, by letting go of feeling like that is not you or it's not meant to be you. It is absolutely not fair that certain people live a lifetime or live their young and fun days, their 20s, 30s, 40s, however long that window is, and they coincidentally fit the beauty standard, and it seems like they are successful, they are living their best lives, and they're the ones seen as worthy of love and being seen as someone who is really sensual. And you don't have to allow that to be your reality if you're not in society's beauty standards or you don't feel like you 100% fit that ideal. You don't have to think to yourself, well, great, now I'm living through my 20s and 30s. I don't fit the ideal. By the time my ideal comes around, if it ever comes around, I'll be too old, or I'll already feel like it doesn't matter, or I'll already have wasted time. Don't wait on society to change for you to embrace yourself. Embrace yourself during 2022 in a very unapologetic way, and watch how things around you change. And remind yourself here that often beauty standards are triggered by someone who wants to break the mold someone who was told that they were not it, and then all of a sudden kind of redesigns it, reconfigures it, believes in themselves, and is super confident in their abilities. And this is one thing that you're being called to express, to be super confident about your lovability and your attractiveness. And this is not to kind of put your sensuality or your love life onto a level that is just based on our external world, but I do see that that is an area where you still need to work on truly feeling like you're attractive and truly feeling like you have something to offer that is amazing and that is worthy of forever love. Next up, we've got writing. So I can see here that you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words that you write. So getting more into writing, journaling, keeping a journal where maybe you write in it even just for 5 minutes a day, even if it's just a line per day. I can see here that writing can truly help you break through any type of holdups that you've had, anything that has made you feel as though your love life is a little rocky or a little tense. Know that writing can truly help you heal and can help you move forward and continue to access the abundance that we have in the world and the 10 of Cups, because inevitably 2022 is an amazing time in your love life, group number 4. So don't get that mixed up, confused, or twisted, but we definitely also need to discuss how you can ensure that you stay on that level, on that high, that you stay happy, fulfilled when it comes to your love life, and that you choose healthy partners for yourself. So that is why we're discussing all the ins and outs, the ups and the downs, the things that you can work on and the things that you should learn to embrace. So group number 4, this is the first part of your prediction that I received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Now scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and we'll be fast forwarded to part 2 of your prediction, which is even more detailed and where we can figure out even more nuances and facets about 2022 in your love life. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second and even more personalized part of your 2022 love life prediction. So let's get into your reading in order to figure out what is coming towards all of my beautiful Aries babies, specifically during the year 2022 in love. So first up, we've got the Empress, we've got the 8 of Wands, and the Fool. So I do want you to know here in the Empress as well as the Fool that you're embarking on a fresh journey where you're redefining what family, marriage, relationships, all of those things mean to you, and whether you want them for yourself and when you want those things for yourself. As I can see here within the 8 of Wands, that there are a lot of changes coming towards you that are prompting you to think about all of these things or societal norms from a more critical standpoint, and also reevaluate whether you want to live your life in that way or whether you want to live your life feeling like your authenticity is outside of the social norm, and then starting to slowly but surely express yourself, telling your friends and family when they ask you about your relationship and love status what it is and how you want it to move forward, and also the things that you're walking away from and that you maybe do not want to pass down to children or you do not want to embody in your lifetime. Next up, we've got the riddle. So I can definitely see here within the riddle that there are some things that will be uncovered that right now seem like very far away. So uncovering a twin flame or a soulmate, uncovering what's next for you in your love life. That's what 2022 is all about. It's going to show you the next couple years and what those years may look like, what you may be focusing on romantically speaking. So do know here within the riddle that 2022 is going to be a big illumination and epiphany of what's coming next, well, for the next couple years. I can see here within the ring that you can definitely see a promise being made, some sort of solidification of a relationship, such as a marriage or moving in together, purchasing a house with another person. And I do see here in the ring the Empress as well as the Fool, that adding to a family or starting a family is also in the cards for 2022 and beyond. And keep in mind here, 2022 may be the year of changes that you never expected, such as going from being very doubtful or not feeling like you want a family or children or anything like that, to all of a sudden feeling like, maybe I do want this. Maybe the right person did come along for me. Maybe things changed. I can see here within the shaman that 2022 is full of unexpected surprises and also spiritual growth. The shaman shows me here that your spirituality is something that you're taking more seriously and that you're embedding into your romantic life as well. You're doing different practices with a partner, such as, for example, breath work, meditation, yoga. You're going on walks in nature together. You're just doing things that feel like they're truly connecting your spirits together, and you're feeling a deeper connection than you ever have to other people in a romantic sense during 2022. Next up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, as well as the Page of Cups. Do know here in the Wheel of Fortune that this is a predominantly very positive card. The Wheel of Fortune speaks of a lot of positive changes and also positive effects taking place in your life during 2022. And I can see here in the Page of Cups that there are fresh relationships that are going to positively impact you, fresh romantic ones that are ready to go. You decide which ones you kind of launch into your life, if you will. But do know here, all of my beautiful Aries babies, that the Wheel of Fortune and the Shaman is also, again, the strong solidification of a relationship in a spiritual sense, because you're not just attracted to someone's external features and vice versa. There is attraction here on a really deep level that is inexplicable just through words. It's just kind of a feeling, if you will. Let's move further into your reading. We've got books as well as trust. So I can see here within books that your life purpose and also your romantic life is going to thrive when you involve books, when you learn, when you grow and widen your horizon. Okay, so reading into different practices that you could potentially do with a lover, and also trust that your feelings and dreams are going to guide you down the right path romantically, but also when it comes to your professional life and your career. I can definitely see here and trust that you may have felt a little bit of anxiety or fear when it comes to unifying your work-life balance, your romantic life, and also ensuring that there's trust with the person who you'll be with in 2022 or throughout 2022. But reading and educating yourself and thinking outside of the box is a great way for you to see things from another perspective that can really help you understand your partner when it comes to love, when it comes to family, and that will also help shape and change your perspective. So 2022 is going to come with a lot of unexpected surprises and changes that you never expected, all my beautiful Aries. So get ready and pumped for that. But you're a very enthusiastic and dynamic, confident sign, so I'm sure you're going to handle this just fine. So all of my beautiful Aries babies, this is your full 2022 love reading. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little diamond emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and to represent the Aries fam. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs 2022 Love Life reading. So let's get straight into it to figure out what's happening for you and your signs specifically during the year 2022. I hope you liked the first part of your reading and that you found it insightful, but let's delve even deeper. First up, we've got the Nectar and the Bardo. and Alethea. So all of my beautiful Taurus babies, I definitely want you to know here that through endings, you will find amazing contrast and beginnings. So there's a lot of duality here. With every ending, you find a new beginning that you're attracting that you didn't expect, but that serves you. And with every person leaving your life, you find that you're attracting someone who fits that role a lot better. So think to yourself, someone who has ghosted you or a toxic partner, moving out of your life. That's what I see here in the Bardo, the ending of it. But then you attracting someone into your life simultaneously that brings a big contrast to what you had, to what ended. So if you had a partner that always kind of made you feel insecure or didn't allow you to know where you stood in the relationship, they're leaving in 2022 and you're receiving the direct opposite, okay? A complete contrast to them is what you're attracting. So do know here in the nectar that your nectar, so to say, is attracting a completely different species of human being when it comes to love than it did in the past. So 2022, your nectar is being revamped and completely changed. I can see here within the Six of Pentacles that this person is very generous, they're very caring, they're very loving. As I said, the complete opposite of what you've maybe experienced in the past or you were brought up with. And I do also want you to know here in the Six of Pentacles that caring for other people who have nothing to do with your romantic life is a big part of 2022 for you too. In the Tower, we have this crumbling that goes together beautifully with the Bardo. It's kind of like a reinforcement of you knowing that relationships that aren't meant to be or any type of toxic romantic relationship, it will come to an end. It will not withstand 2022. And I can see here in the Knight of Swords that anyone with a sharp tongue, anyone who has made you feel insecure, put you down, or just overall not made you feel loved, not given you words of affirmation, they are not going to be here throughout 2022. Any of those relationships will come to an end. The Knight of Swords, just for a little bit more information, is heavy on air sign energy. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra energy within their birth chart. I can see here within the Wheel of Fortune, this is a very positive indicator for what is to come next. The Wheel of Fortune is a positive card that shows balance, that shows that, you know, this duality of going from one end of the spectrum to the other is actually just finally balancing things out for you and you experiencing what a healthy, supportive relationship truly is. So 2022 is going to teach you an amazing lesson of health in relationships, but also kind of show you what it's like to not settle for less and what it's like to be with someone who truly shows that they want to be with you and doesn't leave you guessing. I can see here in the situation will improve that all my beautiful Tauruses, there may be a dip in 2022, a dip in your mood, a little bit of a phase where you feel down and out about love. And it's important for you to keep in mind that the situation will improve. It won't be like that forever. I know the Tower and the Bardo, those are challenging cards because it definitely shows big life changes and things potentially nearing an end, but you'll get through it just fine. Make sure that you're taking action, okay, that you don't get kind of house or apartment stale, that you leave your house and the surroundings that you know, that you don't sink into hermit mode too deeply. A little bit of hermit mode is okay, but don't retract from the world too much, all my beautiful Taurus babies, because there is a lot for you to uncover once you have made it to the other side, once you have grieved a relationship or a connection that you once had hope for. I can see here within good fortune that 2022, when it comes to your love life, is a year where you can invite more magic in, where you can invite more of a wholesome, beautiful relationship into your life than you ever expected. And I do see here within competition that it's important for you to remember that the only one you're competing with is yourself and who you were previously. So be courageous. Summon the self-confidence that you need to remind yourself that love isn't a competition. And if you feel like you have a lover or you've been with a lover where you had to compete with others, or where they would have maybe left you for someone cuter, better, skinnier, taller, bigger, whatever the case is, know here that love isn't about a competition. It isn't about feeling like you need to compare yourself or watch your back. Love is about it being unconditional and loving the other person no matter what phase that they're going through. And this is definitely part of the lessons that are being taught to you and shown to you in the form of a amazing, giving, loving partner that you're attracting in 2022. So all of my beautiful Taurus babies, this is your 2022 love life reading. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little flame emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received your reading and you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to your 2022 love life reading. So we're going to figure out in the second and even more personalized part of your 2022 reading what is coming towards your love life as a Gemini, what to look out for, and what you didn't expect in more detail. So let's get into it. First up, we've got the Four of Pentacles. Then we've got the Six of Wands, and we also had the Eight of Cups pop out of the pile of cards. So let's start off with the Eight of Cups. So I definitely see you walking away from anything that isn't satisfactory in a romantic sense, okay? So someone who is maybe very hot or cold, someone who has ghosted you, has disrespected you, lied to you, those are all scenarios that I can see that you're abandoning, as I can see here within the Four of Pentacles, that you're very protective of yourself and your time. Finally, all of my beautiful Geminis, because you're noticing that you're a very quick, witty, adaptable, and versatile sign, and it's important for you to protect that energy so that it's not stifled and so that you can make use of all of the things that make you a quick, witty, lively Gemini without someone constantly crippling your confidence or kind of dragging you down, if you will. I can see here within the Six of Wands that this is a very victorious approach for you for your love life, as you will find that overall your confidence levels increase the more that you walk away from any foolishness, or the more that you walk away from anyone who isn't sure of you, and you surround yourself with people who celebrate you and every ounce of your being, rather than people who criticize you or make you feel like it's not enough, or it's too eclectic, or it's too different. Do know here the Six of Wands is a card that speaks of 2022 having a victorious outcome. So that showing up in your love life prediction does tell me that you're making the right choices for yourself and your emotional well-being. The Five of Knives does also show me here that in a sense you have wounded yourself in the past by continuing to expose yourself to people or situations that hurt you, and you did so maybe subconsciously, but do know that the Five of Knives is trying to point out to you not to harm yourself and to remind yourself that being exposed or knowingly exposing yourself to people who hurt you emotionally and let you down, that is a form of self-harm. And the Page of Knives, it does also show me here that you're just learning that 2022 is teaching you even more depths about why you do certain things. It's teaching you even more depths about why self-harm is actually encompassed in exposing yourself to the same hurtful patterns over and over again, and how there are so many parts of the human psyche that are yet to be explored and that are yet to be named, but you're paying closer attention to certain patterns that you follow, like for example the same type of person that you tend to be attracted to that maybe doesn't serve you or is always emotionally unavailable, or a family member who just always riles you up in the same way, people who always kind of make you feel anxious, and it's like the same type of person over and over again, and you're starting to realize why that person shows up, what they're trying to teach you, and how actually switching the pattern and changing it into something that serves you can stop you from harming yourself. Next up, we've got the Two of Cigarettes. So in the Two of Cigarettes, I can see some adventure, some daredevil stuff going on here, and you having fun with a romantic partner and interest. So potentially traveling together, going to something like a concert, going out, getting a little wild and crazy with another person who you're interested in on a romantic level, and that just overall being a great time and making the active decision to say yes more often rather than question things or overthink things within love. All my beautiful Gemini babies in the village, pay close attention to what's going on closest to you, as I do see here within the village that is an important part of your mental health and well-being as well, and to remind yourself to spend just as much fun time with friends and family as you would with a romantic partner, and to understand here in the village that you have a lot of people, a lot more people than you realize, who have your back, who are right there in your corner wanting you to win and succeed in love. I do see here in the nectar, as well as the two of cigarettes, that during 2022 you are attracting someone who is kind of crazy, okay, just to be very honest with you. They are unpredictable, they're impulsive, they're fun, they can be all over the place. I can see that in the two of cigarettes, and in the village I see a little bit of uproar coming from friends and family because they're like, hey, like this is too much, this is too quick, what's going on? But for your Gemini heart, this is like heaven. You love when there's stuff going on that is unexpected. You're a very quick and youthful type of sign, and you're very lively. So the worst thing you can do is stay rooted for too long. You want to explore, you want to get out there, you want to see things, and being with someone who has that same energy, who can match your energy, it's like a match made in heaven. I can see in the vision that you're already kind of envisioning a future with this person as a Gemini baby. You are not only intuitive and quick and witty, but you can also think really far ahead and plan really far ahead. So you'll meet someone on a first date and really like them, and you might already be envisioning a future with them or envisioning kids with them, what it would be like. You're not going to tell them that, but you nevertheless have some visions in your head of what it could look like. I do also want you to know here in Agape that overall 2022 is going to illuminate a lot of patterns in love for you that you weren't aware of in the past. And I can also see here that it's going to illuminate to you how you can maybe switch patterns that didn't serve you to patterns that are healthier and patterns that attract the right type of person, as we spoke about here in the nectar, so that you no longer end up being in love or obsessed with people who are not ready or emotionally unavailable or just going through their own things at the moment, making them not really an ideal partner to have all this fun with, but instead turning towards people who are open, who are ready, who have done some self-exploration and are prepared to be with a partner with whom they can have a lot of fun, with whom they can do things in a very broad-minded and expansive type of way, and just be in an overall loving interaction that isn't covered up by some of their dark clouds that are following them. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, this is the 2022 love life prediction that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little owl emoji down there to represent that you are a Gemini and that you were here. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my fellow Cancerians, and welcome to your 2022 zodiac portion of your love life prediction. So let's get straight into it so we can figure out what else is coming towards your love life during the year 2022. In this second, even more highly personalized portion, we've got the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords. All my beautiful Cancer babies. I can see here that for us, there are some harsh truths coming our way. Okay, we're finally going to be honest with ourselves and stop romanticizing relationships and people who are not good for us or who are simply toxic. The Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords definitely shows me here that being honest with yourself about certain things that you've had a rose-tinted glass on before is going to be hard. It's not going to be a quick fix or an easy subject, but nevertheless, you're being brave and you're looking at ways in which you've maybe also invited people and things into your love life in the past that you shouldn't have or that you really didn't deserve. But fact of the matter is we all grow, we all learn to know better, and we all make mistakes, so don't be too hard on yourself. I can see here in the Six of Pentacles that 2022 is going to also be a very generous year when it comes to your love life. The Six of Pentacles shows me that you'll be spending a lot of time with people who care about you, a lot of time with people who show you that they care and who talk to you very directly, as I can see here in the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords actually connects to the element of air, and that is the element of communication. So the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords shows me very direct communication between you and possibly a female friend who is a bit like a mom or a bigger sister who will tell you things like it is. I can see it here in the Ten of Swords. Whether you like it or not, whether it bothers you or not, they will tell you the truth. And honestly, all my beautiful Cancer babies, that is the best type of friend to have, someone who is honest and who doesn't just kiss your bum just in order to make you feel better. I can see here within the Seven of Wands that there is going to be a little bit of a squabble when it comes to your love life, as I can see here in the Seven of Wands, that not everybody is going to agree to how you're living your life, but you're going to end up on top. And you being on top is something that bothers the ones who feel like they're at the bottom. And now this is not because you are telling them that they're at the bottom. These are their own insecurities that they have, but they're projecting it onto you. So you being happy with your love life in 2022, not everybody truly does want to see it or can bear to see it, and they may definitely voice a few jealous words and comments, but it's best for you to ignore those and stick to people who you know care for you and who tell you the truth in situations where you need to hear the truth, but also hype you up when you're going through a phase of glowing up and putting you on that pedestal that you deserve to be on every now and then. Next up, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So in the Ten of Pentacles, I can see an amazing culmination of some of your professional aspirations coming to this place of happiness, coming to this place where you feel like you have everything that you want, potentially also more pets coming into your life or just adopting pets. We've got 2 dogs right here. These are also symbols of your instincts because the dog is actually a symbol of your natural instincts. So do know here in the Ten of Pentacles that through listening to your natural instinct and intuition, you will make the right decisions when it comes to your career. And that's definitely going to put you in a place where you're happy with your career and you have more time to spend on your love life. I can see here within the Death card that 2022 is going to be a complete fresh start when it comes to your love life. But the Ten of Pentacles is also a number of completion. Keep that in mind. The number 10 means that we're ready to start the journey at 1. So a phase in your life is going to come to an end. So think switching jobs, starting something completely new. That's one thing that I see here in the Death card, because the Death card is actually also a new beginning card, because with every ending, there is a new beginning and there is a new chapter. Wow. Next up, we've got the World. This is a very favorable card, and in connectivity to the Death card, I do want you to know here that 2022 is going to be successful for you. Things that come to an end were meant to come to an end because there were better things out there for you to access. But in order to be able to access and to be able to spend time with those better things and people in your love life, of course, an old chapter had to come to an end in order to make space for something new. Next up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is also a highly positive card. The Wheel of Fortune shows me here that there are different paths that you can choose from during 2022 when it comes to your love life. But again, using your intuition is the best thing that you can do for yourself, as we spoke about in the Ten of Pentacles, and it will not lead you astray. Keep your distance to anyone who seems overly critical or overly in your business. There's no point in having those people in your life. Okay, we had a few cards that popped out of the pile for you, all of my beautiful Cancerians. So we have the Underworld, we have the Lover, we have the Mirror, we've got the Kiss. So very, very interesting what we have here for you in your love life. In the Mirror and the Kiss, I can definitely see here that there is a lot of romance in the air for you, but also self-reflection, and that's leading you to be a better lover. But as already mentioned, with the Kiss and the Mirror, romance being a part of your life in 2022 is something that is also reflected in the Lover. And through extensive work on your shadow self, as I can see here in the underworld, you're unafraid to look in the mirror and to be honest about the things, the struggles that you're going through, and to make yourself vulnerable and put yourself out there. That's something that you're doing during 2022, and that makes you incredibly attractive. But do know that we have a very special someone with whom you're going to be physically intimate and close, and who is going to kind of fulfill your world, if you will, because the World card is basically the most favorite card of the tarot, and it is a card that shows that 2022 will be highly fulfilling when it comes to your love life, and you will be exiting that year with a partner on whom you can count on, and with a partner that a lot of people are envious of. So all of my beautiful Cancerians, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found this insightful. Let me know down below by leaving a crab emoji in the comment section to represent. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to your 2022 zodiac signs portion of your love life's prediction. So let's move straight into your reading so we can figure out exactly what is coming towards your love life during the year 2022. As a Leo, so you're generous, you're warm-hearted, you're creative. Let's figure out what's coming towards all my beautiful Leo babies. We've got the Queen of Knives, the Four of Pills, and the King of Cigarettes. So looks like you have a couple different choices. I can see here in the Four of Pills that you're asking yourself where you want to stay rooted. Do you want to be with the Queen of Knives, who is an air sign, who is someone who has Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini energy? Or do you want to be with the King of Cigarettes, who is potentially also a Leo, who is an Aries or a Sagittarius, who has strong fire sign energy? So I can definitely see here in the Queen of Knives and King of Cigarettes that there's a bit of a love triangle situation going on, and that you have choices in 2022. The Four of Pills shows me here that you're not in a rush to make a decision, which is really smart of you, because as a Leo, as already mentioned, you are so generous. You have such a big heart, and not enough people speak about how Leos actually do have a lion's heart, okay? And I do want you to know here in the Four of Pills that taking your sweet time, making your decision about who you would like to settle with, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. I do see here within the Fool that 2022 is going to come with its very own challenges. You're going to have to start afresh when it comes to love. So if you're watching this video at a point in your life where you have some relationships in your life that are undefined, or that kind of have hot and cold moments, know that those relationships will not last. You are going to start afresh. And in the Fool, I can definitely also see here that you are very weary of the fact that you don't want to be with someone who plays with your emotions or makes you feel like a clown, and where you feel like you always have to rebuild from zero. Like once you get somewhere, they do something to break your trust or to show that they're not serious, and then you have to start from zero again, building up to that, and they do it all over again. You're ensuring that you don't allow that to continue being a cycle or a path that you go down. Let's move further into your reading. We've got resilience. So 2022 is going to make you stronger. It's going to show you how to rise above tribulations in your love life. But with building resilience, of course, also comes some struggle. But I do want you to know, all my beautiful Leo babies, that the whole point is the struggle. If it were easy, then everyone would do it. If lessons were learned just through reading or just through happy times, then we would never, ever have a reason to go through tough times or to want more in life, but the things that we want are usually the things that you have to work on, usually the things where you have to be disciplined, either it being healthy eating or, for example, incorporating a morning routine, reading, learning, becoming really good at our profession. These are all things where you have to be diligent and put in repeated hard work over the course of weeks, months, and years. And the same goes for your love life. You're going to have to repeatedly put in work in order to create a love life that you feel truly happy with. I can see here that a vacation is going to play an integral role in your love life. So you're going to either go on vacation with someone who you love, someone who you're in a romantic relationship with, and that vacation is actually going to build some resilience because you're going to work on the relationship. Or if you are single, do know here on vacation that you may meet someone for the first time while traveling, while going to a different country or a different place, and that is the first time you're going to meet them, and you're going to be able to take time for relaxation and adventure together. But keep in mind here that day-to-day life and the real world can be very different from meeting someone on a vacation or on a trip. And when reality, or how should I say, routine settles in, things can be very different. And coming from a place where my relationship was in the first year a long distance relationship, it's always really exciting when you see one another, but once you actually then graduate to living together or just seeing each other more frequently, all of a sudden you start to develop a routine, and that's when you can really tell whether you're meant to be with the person or whether it's maybe not the right relationship for you. I can see here in originality that no matter what happens, you're not going to lose just that, your originality, the fact that you're one of a kind and that you can also be very eclectic and eccentric. You're not going to let anyone shame you or make you feel like that is a bad thing. And I can see here that your friends are also really protective of you during the year 2022. So going through hardships and building resilience, the people who love you the most want to protect you, of course. Of course, they want you to also be strong, but they also don't want you to go through more pain. So in friendship, I can see that your friends play an essential role in your love life as they are looking out for you, giving you feedback on lovers and your situationship. How should I say, your situationship and how it's progressing. And in friendship, furthermore, I can definitely see that you recognize that. You appreciate that you have people who look out for you and who care for you, and you're taking their advice on board. And this is a really beautiful interaction to see for your 2022 love life reading, all my beautiful Leo babies, because it shows real trust in the people who you care about. And it also just shows that you value their opinion and that you allow them to express their opinion, yet you will still make your own decision based on what feels right for you and based on past experiences that you've had. Next up, we've got the Four of Pentacles, which is essentially the exact same card as the Four of Pills. Now, what this card also means is holding on to your material belongings and potentially being a little stingy. So do know here that the universe and your guides want you to be careful when it comes to spending your money, and to also be very aware of the fact that until you're really committed in a relationship, don't spend too much money seeing another person or trying to figure out the relationship, because you will regret it if it ends up not working out, and you will kind of feel a way about spending your hard-earned cash, taking someone out, or going to visit someone if they don't put the same amount of commitment in. Okay, so it's always about reciprocity here, and you're being reminded of the fact that you do not have to be the one putting in your all, your time, your energy and effort and money if the other person isn't doing the same. And not to let any excuses slide, because if the person who you're seeing or dating, or just overall if a lover in 2022 claims that they don't have the financial resources or the time or the energy to put in as much into the relationship as you're putting in, and you can feel that it's just excuses, it doesn't seem true, or it seems unfair, stop right there and see how they react. If they start to become pushy or start to become nasty because you're not pouring fountains and, buckets and buckets of love and time and energy and money into the relationship while they're just giving you a few drops every now and then, you know that something's not right. Then last but not least, we've got the Empress. You're so caring, you're so loving, you're so kind, all my beautiful Leos. I truly think that Leos are really beautiful signs, not just on the external plane, but on the inside. And the Empress truly brings this out. It just shows that you believe in the best of people. You believe in people being as genuine as you are, and that is beautiful, but it's also very important for you to know your worth and to protect yourself and to understand here that because you're so open and original and fun and loving, you can also attract people who want to take advantage of that, which is where, again, just consulting friends and family who have really great intuitive feelings about your lovers or just about people in general who have experience, that can really help you. You don't have to act on it, but at least it can make you aware of certain things and it can make you look out for certain red flags moving forward. So all of my beautiful Leo babies, this is your 2022 zodiac sign portion of your love prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Leave a lion emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and to represent. Know that I'm sending you so much love and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs 2022 Love Life reading. So let's get straight into the second and even more personalized portion of your 2022 Love Life prediction. I hope that you enjoyed the first part and that it gave you a lot of insight and clarity. Now let's see what else is up for you during the year 2022. So we've got the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card, and I want you to know here in the Eight of Wands that this is the card of speed. This is a card of things happening, going on, progressing very quickly, and of ensuring that you keep up the pace and keep up the heat. I can see that here in connectivity to the Knight of Wands. You're being asked to monitor your energy levels and treat your body in a way that it can perform as optimally as possible. So eating really healthily, getting enough sleep, making sure you're exercising, because if your body fails you or if you're very tired during 2022, you will not be able to access all the opportunities that are coming towards you. As I can see in the Wheel of Fortune, that more than usual, you have a lot of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities present for you in the year 2022 when it comes to love. But if you're too tired, lethargic, or just not feeling very good about yourself, then you will, of course, struggle to access or even recognize those opportunities that you have in love. Next up, we've got knowledge. You're also being called to seek out more knowledge and to really get to know someone before you trust them. As a Virgo, you can be a bit of a perfectionist and you're a very intelligent and analytical sign. But it's also very important for you to not trust anyone blindly once you feel like you know them, but to continue learning about their character and learning about the people who surround them. As I can see here in the Unicorn, that you are definitely going through a time in 2022 where you're desirable because it seems like you just invite serendipity in everywhere that you go. Everything you touch kind of turns to gold, meaning everything works out for you, and people are attracted to successful human beings or people who seem successful. And you already having that quote-unquote target on your back as someone who is successful and reliable and diligent, intelligent, all of those things make you attractive, but they also make you a target for people who simply want to enjoy that, but who don't love you as much for who you are on the inside without all of that success. And it's of course important for you to find someone who loves every part of you, the perfectionist, diligent, hardworking part of you, but also the part of you that just likes to chill on the couch, watch Netflix, and just be inactive and not always care about their success. I can see here within the Princess of Pentacles that you are learning more and more about the side of yourself during 2022 that doesn't need to make X amount of money or climb the corporate ladder or just overall have this material gain and success as part of your life. You're learning more about who you are on the inside when we strip everything away from you, when we strip the money, the fame, the power, all of that from your life. That's not to say that you're losing those things, but you're more interested in who you are without those things. And it's like the more power, experience, and financial freedom that you gain during 2022, the less you're actually interested in it, and also the less you look for a partner that is wealthy or that is just physically super attractive. You want to know who they are on the inside first before you kind of evaluate anything else. The Four of Pentacles does also show me here that you're able to put a lot of time aside for love and a lot of money aside. You're very protective over all your earthly things. So yeah, time, which is a finite resource. Also your money may be a finite resource in 2022. That doesn't mean you're struggling, but nevertheless, you don't have endless amounts of it. So you're really saving and you're making sure that you're keeping everything you've worked hard for and your greatest assets very safe. And you're just not playing with those. There's nothing else to say here in the Four of Pentacles. You're taking things seriously. The Death card shows me that your love life is going to go through a time where it's just axed and you start from zero. Okay, so if you enter 2022 with a lover with whom you're kind of like on a bit of wobbly grounds, shaky grounds, you're not sure where you stand, that isn't a relationship that is going to succeed or that is going to carry on into 2023 or 2024. I do know here in the Death card that that relationship will come to an end and you will have that fresh beginning for yourself. Now, whether this is something that you're looking forward to or afraid of, know that you'll be okay and that it serves you in the long run. And not every partner is meant to be with you for a lifetime or for X amount of years. I can see here within the seed that 2022 is going to plant the seed for something bigger. So planting the seed with your love life definitely also means planting the seed of being with someone long term and growing a relationship. So it's like the itty bitty little start of something big. And the start is the most important aspect, right? Because you're only able to grow your relationship, or a tree is only able to grow and start to root down into the earth if the seed is planted. So do know, while it seems really small and while it seems not very probable that something will grow out of the seed that is planted romantically, nevertheless, the most important part is given. The most important aspect of your love life here is set into the earth. I can see in the nectar that you are definitely attracting someone with whom you feel like you can grow old or at least spend a lot of time with. And I can definitely see that you're also attracting the ends of relationships where you feel like you're being tolerated rather than embraced and loved, where you feel like you can be a burden rather than a gift and rather than someone's everything. So know that you're attracting everything that serves you, that's right for you, and that's healthy for you, even if it doesn't seem like that in the moment. I mean, attracting a breakup, that of course does not sound like the most enjoyable thing, but if it's a breakup from someone who doesn't cherish you the way that they should, and that opens up a space for someone who is going to fill you with so much love and make you truly feel adored, then that is of course a good thing. So keep that in mind, that sometimes there first needs to be an ending for a new beginning and for there to be space for a new person to be added into your life. So all of my beautiful Virgo babies, this is your 2022 love life prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section. Leave a little mini plant, a baby plant emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs portion of your 2022 love life prediction. So I'm going to get straight into this highly personalized second part of your 2022 love life reading. I hope that you're excited for it. Ooh, okay, we already have a card that popped right out of the pile. So we've got the gem. All of my beautiful little Libra babies, 2022 is the year of you just realizing what a gem that you truly are and not being so indecisive and changeable about that, because as a Libra you can kind of change your mind pretty often. You're very flexible, but at the same time that also makes for a combination where you sometimes question yourself more than necessary. So I can definitely see here in the gem some illuminations of the best qualities that are you, and ensuring that you're no longer questioning your value when it comes to love, and also not undermining your value. I can see here within the vessel and the gem, you're finally treating your physical body and your external appearance as the beautiful gem that it truly is, and you're living in full harmony and acceptance of your physical body without questioning whether you're pretty enough or good enough for anyone physically, and understanding here that your body is worthy and that there's no point in comparing it. I can see here within your temple that you're treating it as a sacred temple, and you're treating your body with a lot of respect in 2022. You're not allowing for anyone who doesn't honor the temple and respect the temple to get close to the temple or to enter the temple. You are protective over your body and the type of energies that you allow in and around your body and with whom you get physical with. So I can definitely see here within the temple that to you, treating your body as sacred, this is something that 2022 not only brings in the form of being really careful who you are with romantically, but also who you surround yourself with when it comes to friends. I can see here within the dead end that there are many friendships and connections that you just have to be honest about, and you will be honest about those connections in 2022, and you're just going to have to tell yourself and the other person when you've hit a dead end, when you've hit a dead end road and street, and things just aren't going to move forward from here on out. And that may be because the chemistry and the connection just isn't there. Maybe it's just the fact that the physical attraction has faded, or you can just tell that a friend has good intentions, but they just aren't really the friend material that you're currently looking for. There are a lot of people who complain a lot, or who can be toxic to you, who talk a lot about other people and like to gossip, and they don't mean it in a vindictive or vicious way, and they're not trying to bring negativity to your life. But at the same time, it's like right now that's just a phase in their life that they're going through. They can't help it, but that may actually mean that they're really not ideal for you at this point in time during 2022, especially if you're in a different place on your journey and they're kind of holding you back or bringing bad vibes into the vicinities for you. I can see here within the Knight of Cigarettes that there is someone here that is interested in you who is a fire sign. So think Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries energy. The Knight of Cigarettes is someone who is very fun, who is impulsive, who has strong masculine energy, strong phallic energy, and they like to take matters into their own hands. So if someone tells them that something cannot be done, they're going to prove you otherwise. They can be stubborn, but in the best way, because they want to prove other people wrong and show other people that things can be done even when others expected it to be impossible. I can see here within the Page of Cigarettes that they're just in this in-between phase of being reckless and, responsibly questioning things. That is one thing that I see in the Knight and Page of Cigarettes, that they're going through an emancipation of themselves. And I can see here that because they're in this in-between phase, they're actually able to honor your body, to honor your temple, while still being fun and bubbly and silly. And you can tell here that they're trying very hard to be more mature, and they're trying very hard to level up in that sense. And you have a very kind of like endearing side to you, all my beautiful Libras. So someone who is actively working on themselves, where you can actively see the progress that they're making, is worth giving the time of the day. But it's also very important for you, again, to set boundaries and to make it very clear that you see yourself as a gem. You see your body not just as a vessel for your soul, but also as a temple that you want to nourish, and not only by giving it the best foods that you possibly can and clean drinking water, but you also want to ensure that you're nourishing your body appropriately with being very selective about the types of energies that you keep around you. I can see here within the Knight of Knives that direct communication, being very upfront and honest, that is who you are in 2022 when it comes to love, even if that seems cutthroat to some. That's simply the type of energy that you're bringing along, and you're unapologetic about it. And I do see here within the Death card that to some relationships that in the past would have been able to gain a foothold in your life, it's the end before it's even begun. Okay, I can see here with the Dead End, the Knight of Knives, and the Death card, that you're not even going to allow for toxic relationships and friendships to even have a place, or to even exist, to even have the time of the day in your life. I can see that you're going to end those chapters once and for all, and 2022 is really just about being unbothered and only keeping good vibes within your life. In the illusion, I can see here that for a long time, you may have told yourself that certain people only meant well, but you could always feel in your gut that even though they meant well, something just was off. Something just didn't feel right, all my beautiful Libra babies. And you're breaking the veils of illusion. You're breaking the veils of secrecy when it comes to that. And I do want you to know here in illusion that embracing the truth is actually the best thing you could have ever done. It will be hard to be honest to yourself about people that you've given too many chances, but moving forward, this is the only way that you can truly honor yourself and every plane of your body. Then last but not least, we've got the Owl, which speaks of following your intuition. So this is such an important part of 2022. So your intuition may have showed up already in the first part of your reading and the first part of your 2022 love life prediction. And I do want you to know here that this is a general thing for you to bring along through 2022 in your love life, especially because love is something that is kind of inexplicable. Like why we fall in love with other people, there is no theory, there is no kind of research that can tell you exactly why that happens and when it happens. There is no way or means of predicting it as of yet. Science can't explain the phenomenon that is love. So I do want you to know here that your intuition is therefore a very important tool to guide you to safety and to keep your heart safe during 2022 and beyond. And furthermore, again, accepting your physical body and not being around anyone who you can tell is just tolerating your physical body, who you can tell wants your physical body to be more of society's beauty standards and norms. If you feel that way around someone, listen to your intuition and withhold being with them physically or allowing them to be close to you, because you don't need that type of energy. You need to be around people romantically who not only hype you up, but make you feel good and make you feel like your body is truly this temple that is deserving of being loved, of being treated as a beautiful gem, and of being held respectfully and just lovingly and passionately. So all of my beautiful Libra babies, this is your 2022 love life reading that I I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little coffee mug emoji in the comment section to represent. So thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs 2022 love life prediction. So I'm going to get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy the second and even more intricate part of your love life prediction. So first up, we've got the crone as well as the vow. So I can definitely see here that 2022 is the year in which you vow to yourself to not allow anyone to undervalue you anymore. Whether it is a boss, whether it is a coworker, a friend, a family member, or a lover, you're not cool with that, and you're vowing to yourself to stay strong. And even if that means that you will be alone in some instances and you will have to rebuild connections, then so be it. It's better to be alone than to be surrounded by people who do not make you feel good about yourself and good about simply existing in your body. I can see here within the comic that any clowns in your life are going to be outed, okay? The comic is not only about having fun and not taking yourself too seriously, but it's also about looking at comics in your life, looking at clowns in your life who act as though they are supportive and friends, but then why do their jokes sting that way? You know, why do you have this underlying feeling that there is a little bit more truth to their jokes or their behavior than they'd like to admit? Like, for example, them not respecting your time by always being late, but they excuse it by saying, well, I was at the office, or, well, you know, we're family, things can happen. Whether it's a lover or someone in your family, everyone should respect you equally, and actually respect you even more than if they were someone who wasn't so close to you. So taking out the liberty of showing you disrespect under the umbrella of being family or a romantic partner, that's not okay. And I can see here in the comic that you're kind of outing that, and you're creating this fault line. You're creating this division because you have to protect yourself. You do not have time to waste. You have one life to live. None of us know how long our existence on this earthly plane truly is, but all we know is that as soon as we're born, the clock is ticking, and you do not have any time to spare on people who do not value your presence and your time. So I can definitely see you creating a rift or a division mentally, at least, and that then moves into the physical plane where you're spending less and less time with the people who you can tell just simply don't want you to enforce those boundaries, and the fact that you want to cherish and honor yourself, and that be reflected in the people that you keep around you. The Three of Knives shows me here that it will be painful when you notice how some people actually put their egos or their needs before the relationship that they have with you. But all my beautiful Scorpio babies, you are a very determined, powerful, and passionate sign. People are mystified by you, and people find you to be very intriguing, so you can replace people very quickly, more quickly than you realize. But the catch is that you love really hard, and that you can definitely be very emotional when you find that someone who you invested time and love into isn't actually who you thought that they were. So that is where I can see in the Three of Knives that things can sting when you come to those conclusions. But the Three of Bottles is actually a symbol of turning to friends, family members, and lovers who have been there, who have shown that they truly care for you, that they want to respect anything that you see as essential, such as them respecting your time or planning things in advance with you, respecting your work, your passions. So lean on them, spend time with them, and allow yourself to have fun with the people who care about you, rather than spending too much alone time when you're going through a bit of an emotional situation during the year 2022. Okay, it's all about the people who you surround yourself with. Remind yourself that you are the average of the 5 people people you spend the most time with. So select those people really wisely. Next up, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So I can see here that when it comes to your career and when it comes to the earthly realms, you are definitely a very interesting candidate for an office romance, okay, for a work romance. The Three of Pentacles shows me here that you'll work very closely with someone who is romantically interested in you and who finds you very, how should I say, seductive, who finds you very attractive. But I do see here in the Five of Pentacles that that person is most likely going to switch jobs or be let go of, not work in your department anymore throughout 2022. So they're going to be really sad that they're kind of leaving the vicinity and that they're not able to see you so regularly, but that could actually push them to take the leap of faith, ask you out, or ask you to spend time with them on a private basis, and it can actually free up the ability for you to have a real relationship without possible like workplace violations or things getting awkward if it doesn't work out. So I do see here in the Two of Swords that they're feeling a little indecisive about that. Okay, this person who you work around or who you study with, they're a little afraid to make that decision, but they're just going to have to intuitively do so. They're going to have to intuitively put themselves out there because you are blissfully unaware of the fact that they are so into you and so attracted to you. I do see here in the King of Pentacles that this is someone who has strong earth sign energy. So think Taurus, Virgo, but also Capricorn. The King of Pentacles is someone who is very mature. They seem very secure in their ways. They have a plan for their career and their business moving forward. And because they're usually so confident is why you can't even picture them being kind of afraid to ask you out or get closer to you. But nevertheless, after a little bit of mulling it over and a little bit of like debating whether they should or not, they're most likely going to approach you to hang out separately, away from a friend group, away from other people, and to try to explore how things could be romantically between you two. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is your 2022 love life prediction that I have prepared for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful. Leave a scorpion emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and to represent the Scorpio fam. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to your 2022 zodiac signs portion of your love life's prediction. So let's move straight into it. I will be starting off with the Tattoo Tarot deck in order to receive the answers of what's coming towards your sign specifically during the year 2022 in love. We've got the High Priestess, the Eight of Coins, and the Judgment card. So I can definitely see here within the High Priestess that your spiritual well-being is very important for you, and I can see here that while everything is flowing beautifully in your work and your professional life, you're focusing more on spiritual and mental health and well-being. So in the past, you may have been more focused on getting on the right track with your work, getting to the type of income level, the type of tax bracket that you wish to go to, but I can see that you are on the right path. You know that all you need to do is carry on, so now you can shift your focus onto other things, and I can see that you're looking for that same thing in a romantic partner as well. I do see here within Judgment that you're being very careful about who you'd like to connect with spiritually, romantically, because you want them to have the same interests and the same worldview as you do, and you definitely also want them to be someone who believes in some sort of higher power, whether that is religious, non-religious, spiritual, whether that is even a type of more scientific approach of them feeling like we surely are not the only living beings in this entire galaxy and universe. You need that connection and that bond with a romantic partner. I can see here within leadership that 2022 is the year of you leading, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies. You are not taking no for an answer when it comes to doing things with a romantic partner. If you want to get something done, you're going to make the plan and go do it, whether that is go on a trip, on an adventure. In leadership, leadership, I can definitely see here that you're wearing the pants, and being with someone romantically, it's important that they do not have a huge ego, because otherwise there's going to be a very strong kind of point of tension. In resilience, I do want you to understand here that rising above tribulations is what you will be able to do in 2022 with any romantic relationship you're in. So a romantic relationship where you are able to explore your leadership role and wear the pants is a relationship that is going to work, where the relationship as a whole will be able to overcome any type of difficulties or trials and tribulations. As you know, any romantic relationship on this planet has its challenges. I mean, there are two people coming together, living separate and joint lives, and of course there will be some points of friction and tension, but I can see that you can overcome those effortlessly as long as you spend your time with a romantic partner who isn't just obsessed with pleasing their ego and feeding their ego. I can see here in the Dove that taking a leap of faith is what's coming in your love life. You're going to do something that you never expected yourself to do. Could be asking another person out, it could be online dating, it could be dating that friend of a friend that people have been trying to set you up with for a while, but it's going to be something unexpected. You're going to take the leap and take the lead on taking the leap, and you will find that actually it was the right thing for you to do, because you were able to grow as a person. And you were able to show yourself that you're not an inflexible, prude kind of person, but you are actually someone who can take any leap and have fun with it and be optimistic and freedom loving. In the Eight of Swords, I do want you to know here that there will be a situation where you feel a little bit constrained and where you feel like you have a little bit of a commitment phobia situation going on. So someone wanting to tie the knot with you or just get even closer than you've been with them, and you being a little bit afraid to open up to that extent, you worrying a little bit about putting all your eggs in one basket. So I can definitely see some fears surfacing there, but the Queen of Swords shows me that the best way for you to overcome these fears is to get to the bottom of why these fears exist in the first place. If you felt abandoned by a parent or a lover in the past, that makes a lot of sense why moving forward you may fear that happening again, right? Because we humans learn through experience, and when we have bad experiences with certain things, that can carry its way into the future and still affect us moving forward. Just think of, for example, an animal, a dog that was mistreated by human beings, that was treated very poorly. It may take a very long time to gain that dog's trust, and we work in a very similar way. But I can see here in the Wheel of Fortune that this period of distrust and not being sure who you can trust romantically, it's just one of many phases, okay? It's just one of many things that you're going through in 2022 romantically. And the best way how you can remind yourself to stay calm, rooted, and grounded is to return back to the divine, return back to your higher force, and remind yourself here that being vulnerable actually shows a lot of strength, courage, and also leadership qualities, because you know that you're resilient, you know that you can bounce back, you know that what someone else does to you, even if it's unfair, even if they end up hurting you, that is their judgment, right? That is their karma. But how you react and what you do, the gracefulness that you apply to the situation, that is your karma. So no matter what someone else does, stay in control of your karma and let other people have theirs. I can see here within the Knight of Wands that there is definitely someone who is interested in you. They are a fellow fire sign, so they may be a Sagittarius, an Aries, a Leo. And I do see here in the Knight of Wands that they're looking at you as a potential romantic partner. They like how strong that you are. They're a strong person themselves, but they like to intertwine their life with another strong person. They definitely want to take a shot with you in 2022. So all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, this is your 2022 zodiac portion of your love life's prediction. I hope that these two readings were insightful and left you feeling like you have more clarity in your life about what's coming towards your love life, and like you feel more prepared right now. Leave a dove emoji down below in the comment section to represent the Sagittarius fam. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to your 2022 zodiac signs portion of your love life prediction. So I'm going to move straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax for the second and even more personal and intricate portion of your reading. First up, we've got the village. Then we've got the forest and the castle. Okay, we've got some interesting things happening here. I can see here within the village and the forest that you're kind of shielding your love life. You're keeping things very private. And I see here in the castle that you're doing so for good reason, all my beautiful Capricorns, because there are some amazing, beautiful things happening in your love life. And as you most likely know, involving too many people in your personal business can definitely end up ruining the happiness that you have created for yourself. So you have learned from the past, from maybe oversharing with certain people, and you're not doing so moving forward. So 2022, it is a private moment in your love life. It is a moment where you're keeping things to yourself, where you're shielding those inner, most tender, beautiful moments that you're having with friends, family, and romantic partners. I can see here within the 8 of cigarettes that you are committed to moving forward, going with the flow, even if the flow is really quick, okay? Even if things are progressing in a way that is faster than you'd usually be comfortable with, you go with what your intuition tells you is right, and you're allowing for yourself to just be fully immersed in love and experience love. I can see here within the 3 of knives that some people are going to take this the wrong way, okay? Some people are going to take it very personally that you're not involving them in your love life any longer. So that is where you, all my beautiful Capricorns, have to be very honest, have to be straightforward, and have to keep your boundaries up. You are a very disciplined sign. So this is something that shouldn't be too hard for you because you're also very funny and you can make jokes that are like half jokes but also half truths that don't hurt people but at the same time tell them to keep their distance. So I can see here in the 3 of knives that you're going to have to do that and remind people that just because you don't want them involved in your personal business every step of the way doesn't mean that they're not friends or that you don't like them. You simply want to keep some things to yourself, and rightfully so. Next up, we've got the 5 of cigarettes. So in the 5 of cigarettes, I can see passion, but also in a way, a bit of a competition going on. But I feel like this is a very playful type of competition looking at the rest of your reading. So I do see here that in the castle, we've got some playful competitions going on between you and a romantic partner, meaning who can kind of like give the other one more of a romantic experience, who can plan the best date, who can write the other one the cutest texts and love letters. So it's a very, very sweet, tender situation that's going on here. The 5 of cigarettes on its own is more of a very forceful card. It's less of a card that actually shows any tenderness, but having it show up with the castle, the forest, and the village really softens the nuances. I do see here within dreams that because you believed in being able to create this romantic life of your dreams and that you desire, you were able to manifest it in 2022. So if you've had any doubts about your love life going into the direction that you want it to, try to push those doubts away and to overwrite those messages with messages that are positive and that show that you believe in your dreams, because only like that will they be able to become a reality. I can see within gratitude that you're grateful for every encounter that you have, whether it results in a soulmate twin flame connection or whether you just meet someone who is nice, who is cute, but is not really meant to be a romantic partner for you. You're grateful for every encounter, for every lesson learned, and that is why actually throughout 2022 you will learn some lessons, but in the end you will find your little castle, your little kingdom, your safe space with another human being on a romantic level where you can be silly, cute, and fun with one another, playful, and also competitive in a very sweet way. I can see here within the Knight of Pentacles that you are sort of depicted in learning how to open up a lot more. The Knight of Pentacles is the Knight of Earth because the suit of Pentacles corresponds to the element of Earth. You are an Earth sign along with your beautiful Taurus and Virgo brothers and sisters. The Knight of Pentacles shows me here that you're definitely learning to be a bit more trusting, to be a bit less reserved. As a Capricorn, you can sometimes be a little bit pessimistic or fatalistic when it comes to love. And I understand if you've been hurt in the past as well, that can add to not trusting people or not believing in love being something that can last a lifetime. But oh, you will be proven wrong. Such a beautiful ending to your 2022 love life prediction, all my Capricorn babies. You will definitely find an intimate, respectful connection with another human being where you can feel like you can let go of control issues, where you can let go of feelings of anxiety, of uncertainty, and of feeling like you constantly need to protect yourself. I do see here within the Lovers, the Eight of Cigarettes, and the Knight of Pentacles that you're actually blossoming into having a lot more confidence when it comes to love. While you are a confident person in lots of other areas of your life, love was just that area where you still had more uncertainty than necessary. But 2022 is going to come with beautiful, tender moments and lessons where you not only learn about yourself, but also learn about letting go in love, and that being the most beautiful, fulfilling thing that you can possibly do. So all of my beautiful Capricorn babies, this is the second part of your love life prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little purple heart emoji down below in the comment section to represent the Capricorn fam and to let me and others know that you made it to the end. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your 2022 zodiac portion of your love life reading. So let's move straight into it so we can figure out what's coming towards your romantic life in 2022, so we can get into more detail after the first part that you already received. We've got the Four of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of earth sign energy, and the Princess of Cups, some water sign energy as well. So do know here within the Four of Pentacles that you don't have a lot of time to spare. So the time that you do have, you want to utilize wisely, which makes a lot of sense, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and definitely also shows here that you are making moves when it comes to your career and your professional life. That is why you do not have unlimited amounts of time during 2022. The Queen of Pentacles and the Princess of Cups are both people who you are considering to have as part of your love life. Now, do know here in the Queen and Princess of Cups that this doesn't have to mean that they identify as female. This is more about the nature of these people. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very business oriented. They are nurturing, caring, but also at the same time, it is very important for them to kind of have a line between what is work and what is personal and keep those two things separated. They are mature and they're at a point in their life where they have their career mostly figured out. The Princess of Cups is kind of still a bit more in a discovery phase. They are an emotional being who loves very deeply, who cares a lot about what other people say and think about them, and who wants to please. They're still kind of at the beginning of their journey of figuring out who they are. So they're still a lot more malleable than the Queen of Pentacles, but at the same time, they're also a little less confident than the Queen of Pentacles is. So I do see here that you are dividing your time up between these two people, this person who is very earth sign heavy and this individual who has more water sign energy. So for you, it's really important to follow your intuition. None of these are better or worse than the other. They're both two beautiful candidates that I can see here. As the moon symbolizes, you can only decide with your intuition who is better suited for you. The moon is literally a symbol of your intuition, of the divine feminine, and it also shows here that you just have to go with your natural instincts and tendencies, especially because you don't have a lot of time to spare for games or any types of back and forths. The Magician shows me here that when it comes to your love life, there is a lot of excitement that's going on, and a lot of it is really in your control and in your own hands. I can see that you're very confident during the year 2022, maybe also because you have multiple love interests lined out, and because you know that no matter what happens in your relationships, you will be fine, because you're definitely someone who has confidence, who understands their worth, their value, value, who isn't just hyper focused on external appearances, so you know that no matter what, you will always be able to find a romantic partner. I can see here within the Seven of Swords that at the same time you have to be very careful with people and the stories that they're telling you. So some people in 2022 will build themselves up to be better than they really, well, better, you know what I mean, more successful, more important than they truly are. And this stems from a place of their own insecurities. So while dating, be very careful when it comes to believing things. If you haven't seen it with your own eyes, if you haven't seen solid proof, then take everything with a grain of salt, because 2022 is having some people out here in the dating world, in the love world, being a little crazy and saying things that simply aren't true just to impress a potential partner. I can see here within the River that just allowing yourself to drift where your intuition is taking you is the best thing to do. If you feel like someone isn't quite being honest, or someone is kind of wasting the limited quantities of time that you have, cut it off before it's too late, before you've invested too much of your patience and time into the person. As I can see here within the Animal, that again, that instinctual side of you is really strong. We also have that depicted here in the Dogs with the Moon card. Dogs are actually a symbol of your natural instincts and just overall following that intuition, being in tune with it. So the Animal shows me here that yes, you want to have fun and be a little wild in the bedroom and when it comes to love as well, but at the same time, you also want to follow your instincts when you're getting this sense of danger and of your time and your heart being in a compromised position. I can see here in the Lover that you will emerge from 2022 with an amazing lover that leaves you feeling warm, that leaves you feeling nurtured and like you can do anything. I can see that here in connectivity to the Magician and the fact that we have two prominent people who you can choose from, or reselect, if you will, in love if you're entering 2022 with a romantic partner already. And I can see here in the Magician and the Lover that they're going to hype you up. They're going to really give you that support that you've always needed. And they're like your number one cheerleader, reassuring you that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind out to accomplish. And I can see here in Eros that when it comes to the bedroom, okay, when it comes to intimate moments, you're learning, you're thriving, you are exploring your body and your partner's body, and just overall, you're really growing more comfortable when it comes to exploring your sensual side. Okay, there is no shame attached to it anymore. There is no feeling of inadequacy. You're truly just 100% allowing for your body to be loved and looked at as something beautiful, and you're doing the exact same for yourself, which is really empowering and beautiful to see. All of my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is your zodiac signs portion of your 2022 love life prediction. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you found it insightful and that it gave you clarity. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little swan emoji down there. That way you can also represent that you are an Aquarius baby. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Pisces babies of the world, and welcome to the second and even more intricate part of your 2022 love life prediction. I'm so excited to get into it. I hope you are too, and that you enjoyed the first part of your reading. But now let's get into this even more detailed second part of your love life prediction so we can find out exactly what's going on for you romantically speaking. So we've got Gnosis, and the fault line. Okay, so I see that you're really accepting of anything that comes your way. I see that in Gnosis. Gnosis is all about kind of accepting all and judging none, but I do also see here in the fault line that you don't have any time to spare for BS. You're separating yourself from people who are players, who are clowns, who are users, who are just wanting to hurt you or to kind of put your confidence down. And there are surprisingly a lot of people like that, a lot of toxic partners like that out there who are going through their own things but lashing out at romantic partners because that is the only way that they know how to process their own emotions and their own insecurities. So while you are open to anything, you are also sifting out, weeding out any BS and not allowing for someone to put their insecurities onto you or to gaslight you. I can see here within the kiss that actually makes for a super healthy love life and a super healthy romantic situation where you are simply only allowing people into your life who treat you with warmth, kindness, respect, nurturing energy, and everyone else can stay outside. In the ring, I can see here that, oh, okay, a proposal. Maybe you're going to get engaged. The ring definitely shows me here that there is something interesting going on when it comes to solidifying a relationship. And I understand that not everybody or not every couple around the world is able to get married. It could be for legal reasons, financial reasons, but the ring shows me commitment. So either just receiving a little promise ring or someone vowing to love you in a way that feels very pure, moving in with another person, adopting a pet together, having a baby with another. You know what I mean here in the ring, okay? Some real commitment that solidifies the relationship because both parties want it. You and your lover that you have here in 2022. Okay, we've got a few cards that popped right into the pile. Let's figure out what those cards are. We've got the Strength card, the Temperance card, the Page of Bottles, and the Tower. Oh, there's a lot going on for you, my beautiful Pisces. In the Page of Bottles, I can see here 2022 is like a fresh beginning. It's like no other year you've ever experienced in love, and I see that it's challenging you and that it's making you feel a little bit insecure to some degrees, where here in the Temperance card, in order to make yourself feel a little better, you may indulge in more habits that you know are not so healthy. So that could be consuming certain substances such as too much coffee, too many alcoholic beverages. It could be being on your phone too much, you name it. You know, we all have different habits and patterns that we tend to fall into when we're feeling a little insecure. So that's why you need to hold yourself accountable, as I can see here in the Strength card, as well as the Tower, that you're definitely going to get to a point where you're simply on your knees begging to have a good routine, a good coping mechanism, but you have to be strong and call yourself out on your BS as well, okay? Not just other people, my beautiful Pisces, but also if you are self-sabotaging yourself, if every time you get a little bit stressed when it comes to love or your career, you drink too much, you stay up late, you don't exercise, you don't eat healthily, of course you're going to spiral, and fixing that is great. You know, going back to a healthier place after everything is back in control is of course awesome. But at the same time, you don't have to spiral into unhealthy at all. And when things are getting serious or real in your life during 2022, you don't have to have your coping habits and mechanisms be unhealthy. You can retrain yourself to actually be even more diligent when it comes to meditation, when it comes to journaling, exercising, eating healthily, reading, sleeping enough hours every single night, spending enough time with friends and family who uplift you. You should prioritize that even more when things are really crazy and hectic in 2022, rather than throwing all of that out the window and, you know, focusing solely on fixing the problem. You need balance, and that is one thing that is super important here that the universe is trying to point out to you. I can see here in Creative Wonderment that any lover that you're with in 2022 is going to help you follow your passions, and a lover who helps you follow your passions and who supports you in all of your endeavors is truly worth their weight in gold. Trust me, all of my beautiful Pisces babies, I would not replace my partner for the world because they allow me to follow my passions. They never doubt my abilities or put any type of doubts in my mind or in my head, and they give me the strength to follow through on all of my dreams and aspirations. And once you have someone like that in your life, here in the Tower, you will like unlearn any type of unsupportive patterns and relationships that you ever tolerated in the past, and you will know what true support feels like, what a true kind of commitment feels like that we're talking about here in the ring. And then in resilience, I do want you to know here, all my beautiful Pisces, that 2022 is going to make you strong and is going to show you just how diligent you can be with your habits and with staying healthy if only you really call yourself out on your own BS. And that's something that is hard to do. It's hard to face the music, but you're here, you're receiving this reading, and there's a reason why you're willing to learn. It's because you're not putting your ego at the center and you don't want to continue perpetuating a cycle of suffering. It is because you want to learn how you can level up, how you can be better. If you wanted to stay the same, then you wouldn't even be here, all my beautiful Pisces babies. So do know here that you have a love life and a lover in support of your own upgrades and in support of your own growth and you following your creative aspirations and your passions. So that is great, but it's also important for you to hold yourself accountable. And whenever things get hectic and stressful in your life or in your love life, to not throw all of the positive coping mechanisms overboard. Still take time to cook yourself healthy meals, to meditate, to work out, to do things that make you feel good, because that will truly give you the strength and the resilience to push through hard times and to remain successful and on top, rather than going through the roller coaster of falling off of the bandwagon of being healthy, then getting back on, then falling back off. That is suffering and you don't need that, and you're breaking that cycle with a partner during 2022. So all of my beautiful Pisces babies, this is your 2022 love life prediction that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed this special 2-part reading. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little snake emoji down there to let me and others know that you were here and to represent the Pisces fam. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming readings.